Warning, this podcast has some swears in it.
I'd rate it PG-13 at most, but let's just be on the safe side and say viewer discretion is advised.
My apologies.
We need the B-roll, Henn.
Yeah. That's my bad.
I don't know about you, but I don't do editing, and everyone gets unedited podcast audio the whole time. This is
I can't tell if that's a joke.
I
edit pretty extensively.
No, I do audio passes. I cut out whatever's like absolutely necessary to cut out. But again, we did send you I sent you the screenshot. Those episodes did say 4 hours. Yeah. That is not a lie.
It's true. I will keep that in mind, and I'll try to internal filter myself just a little bit.
No, don't do that. In fact, go nuts.
We'll see.
The opportunity.
I can be really unhinged on the Vorthos Cast because it won't make it into the episode, and it's just a treat for the live listeners.
But this is the refuge. This is the oasis in the ocean where you could be like, wait a minute, I can swear and say fuck and other things I am not allowed to do on the Vorthos Cast. And
no, yeah, Henn will say fuck whenever he wants.
Yeah. We be swearing, absolutely not a problem.
Whatever's more
the stuff
unhinged.
That we're cutting is the Now, how do you think Nicol Bolas's dick is shaped?
Yeah, well, that's making the cut anyway.
Perfect.
Okay, if we're all now recording properly,
I'm just saying he's a dragon. He should have a hemipene.
Everyone knows what a bad dragon looks like.
All right.
Young Henthonius, how kind of you to join us on this day.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I did just have one concern, though, before we...
Fuck, you did it again!
Time to raise your blades, heroes.
And check some vibes.
It's the Heroes Blade Vibe Check.
All right, Quinn, you twisted my arm long enough. I finally fucking did it. I jailbroke my 3DS. It's hacked.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm so fucking proud of you. I've been hounding you by telling the whole group chat that it's so easy to hack your 3DS for several months now, and finally it sunk in and you've realized just how easy it is and just how much freedom you have now. And I'm just... Bro is finally experiencing peak.
It's true, but also when you hear that physical media is, physical media has been at risk for a while anyway, but now it's like, all right, it's time for me to get, God, what was the memory? 128 gigabytes of an SD card, shove that shit in, and just start downloading things as much as possible. But yeah, no, it's finally done. Oh, hey, there's a robot here with us too.
Hi.
What is that? Hey. What does that have to do with anything we're just talking about? Nothing. We got a guest. It's Henn.
Actually, I'll have you know that jailbreaking electronics is highly erotic in the sphere of robotic whatever.
Tell me more about that, really.
No, I won't be telling you any more about that.
No, I don't think so. Okay, cool. All right, so hey, we got Henn, aka iwriterobots here, who's also the robot that hides in our group chat that we have with Benoit, Light, and Quinn, and a bunch of other people that we will not talk about, who also is a robot smoocher, if that comment wasn't any indication. And you're also a co-host over on the Vorthos Cast.
Yeah, that's me. I usually introduce myself with, hi, my name is Henn, or I write robots on the internet, self-described robot kisser and a nerd about most things Magic the Gathering lore is what I would say. Yeah, I write science fiction, is kind of how I got my start on the internet space, as well as some other things that I'll probably not list here, but got some discussion of magic is kind of my go-to. Occasionally, very very rarely, we should say, make videos about Magic's lore and basically the flavor of the game and how that flavor gets translated into the mechanics of the game. And I also discuss the Magic lore on the Vorthos Cast, which is maybe the you might know it. It's the lore podcast, I would say, for Magic the Gathering. Not to be confused with the official Magic the Gathering lore podcast, which is a different podcast. And I imagine... We like to say we're the unofficial, official Magic the Gathering lore podcast.
Probably more official than the official one. I bet you all are very excited with what was going on with the Commander edition of Mystery Booster.
Mm-hmm. So Lorelai wrote for the set. So we've had some inside information. We just finished recording our first episode that covers the legends of the set, starting with just the first 9 planeswalkers, just the 9 planeswalkers in the set, really. They're super, super deep cuts.
No
you can
kidding.
really tell that Lorelai helmed it because they're real deep lore cuts. So we just finished our episode going over those, and now we have 51 other deep reference legendary cuts to get through. Not all of them are deep cuts, a lot of them are new characters, but that's what we've been working on.
There are some familiar faces to me, but then we get to some of the planeswalkers and I'm like, I have no fucking clue who this is. What do you mean?
I know if it's a couple of these guys, so I am pulling up to this episode. I'm tying on my bib, and we are fucking chowing down. We are feasting, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we're gonna do non-magic talk for a bit. This is the spot of the podcast where we quarantine talking about video games and other media, so it doesn't consume the rest of the podcast. So it doesn't consume
the podcast. Yeah, I understand. We usually do that at the end of our episodes. It's like, cool. We finished discussing magic stuff. Now I have to tell you about this video game.
Now we gotta warm people up to remind them that we're actually very normal human beings, and then we talk about magic to remind them that we're actually not. Nice. Quinn, it's still Final Fantasy time. What is going on with you?
Yeah, I'm nearing the end of this project. It's just Final Fantasy VI and Final Fantasy 15 left in the mainline series that aren't MMOs that I haven't played. So we started Final Fantasy VI, and we're nearing the end of the World of Balance. Hey, game, good. It's really interesting to see how Magicite in this one becomes Materia in 7, and then the Magic Rocks in 9, and just the way that Final Fantasy is I have taken this thing and lifted it from our textbook of approved building blocks and materials and utilized it in this way. They're this game's crystals, and it's pretty sweet take on it. Holy shit, there's a lot of fucking summons. It's not feasible to have one character be your summoner. Everybody gets to roleplay the summoner in this one, and I think that fits. I also like the way that the more time that you spend with one of the magic rocks, the ways that it can influence your stats when you level up and stuff. All of that lends to the relationship that you, the summoner, form between your summons, and just reinforces that relationship, and how the strength of that relationship influences the strength of your summons and whatnot. Summoner RP pretty good, and this game is extremely fucking respectful of how powerful summons are, so all of that is I'm eating this up.
It's pretty
having a good time with it.
Again, it is nice how you can take the basic foundational building blocks of what a Final Fantasy game is quote unquote meant to be, and then kind of just remixing it as needed. But also tying into game mechanics is pretty cool. So I'm going to go on a tangent here because this is what I do on my podcast. What are the chances that I could get you to play Tales of Symphonia or Tales of the Abyss?
Oh my god, you said my sleeper agent activation.
Yes, it's happening. Because one of the things, of course, is there's sometimes a summoner class character in those games. Obviously, Sheena from Symphonia is going to be your main
Before we continue,
yeah,
I need you to be so careful talking about Tales of Symphonia. I have not finished the game. I am actively playing through it. It is my girlfriend's favorite game of all time. I've played a number of the other Tales games and got really into them. And I've never played Tales of Symphonia proper, so I'm very short of the ways into it. Not very far at all. So
approximately, how far are you into it?
I'm currently working through the second dungeon.
Holy shit, you are at the start of the game.
Yes, I'm at the start of the game. She has wings, and that's about all I've done.
Colette got her
Colette
wings.
has wings.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
That was when you watched the super anime ass intro of Tales of Symphonia, you get to see that. That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
None of this means anything to me yet, so I'm excited to learn what that means. But if you're saying that there's a summoner class in some of these games, I am infinitely more interested.
Yeah, like the characters are like the characters are the what's the word? Like they are their classes, like they're distinctive.
Oh, it's like Final Fantasy IX, where
there's
the
your main
character is a class.
Your main character is usually a swordsman with little to no magical know-how. There's characters who are only spellcasters or like spin-offs of like your typical like white mage, black mage, maybe even like a red or a blue mage or whatever. Some are summoners that also may mix in like other properties, or they are the summons and are also like your companions. That depends on the game. But yeah, I'll keep Symphonia as spoil-free as possible for those who are uninitiated. But I'd say Symphonia or Abyss or maybe even Vesperia.
I liked Vesperia.
Vesperia is pretty good. But you know, hey, if you're looking at other JRPGs that are of like similar caliber and renown, those would be my recs for you.
I definitely do want to check that out. I think I'm probably supposed to also play Bravely Default and Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes, Bravely Default so good.
Yeah, I remember liking the first like half of that, and then I think in the back half it wants you to play the game again, and we fell off on that part.
Man, do you hate it when the game's so meta? It's like, hey, can you run it back? And everyone's like, what in the fuck? Like, whoa, that is not supposed to be playing in the background. Whoopsie daisy.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I have all three of those games actually. Bravely Second and then Bravely Default 2.
Hell yeah.
Wait, isn't the other Default? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought Default 2 was on Switch though.
It is.
Okay, I was like, how did you? Anyway.
The other games in that vague genre that I've always kind of wanted to try out is I've not played Octopath Traveler, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah,
and in a similar vein, Sea of Stars is one that intrigues me.
Shout out to P Frizz for giving me the activation key on Steam for that. I was like, I had it on my wish list, and he's like, here you go. And I'm like, you're a gem. Thank you so much. I am now adding it to the docket. But then now I have basically artificially grown my backlog several fold with the 3DS hacks. So now I'm like, oh no, what have I done? Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about like Octopath and Sea of Stars. And, you know, hey, people are kind of like preserving the 2D JRPG, but now with the 2.5D like elements and stuff. And it works out. Didn't they do that for, I'm like trying to think of like other games that people are like, we just need that for more of these games. Like just go back, do it again, but take the Octopath Traveler kit and just like do that. Can you do that? And every dev under the sun's like, I don't know. Do you actually really want that? And everyone's like frothing at the mouth like, yes, please, just fucking do it. I will buy it. I will buy it 10 times. Just do it.
And then they changed
the
it
children, they yearn for 4 characters standing in a line.
Yeah.
Instead of returning to monkey, it's return to the 4 guys in a line.
Yeah.
You were saying, Henn?
Yeah.
Just not quite the same genre, but my big game genre is Fire Emblem. I've played 99% of the Fire Emblem games. Grew up playing them. Absolutely love them. Fire Emblem Awakening is like my favorite game of all time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's been popping up a lot in when I'm like, what 3DS game am I going to get? And everyone's like, please. Awakening, get it. And I'm like,
please play Awakening. Of storytelling and character mechanics.
Hey,
it is so pleasing. It is the sweet spot of difficulty in Fire Emblem, in my personal opinion.
This is the part where I'm like, okay, so once upon a time, I did have a physical copy of Awakening, and you know, you trade it back to EB Games or GameStop or whatever the fuck it's called, right? And you're like, they're like, the best I can do is give you 10 cents. And you're like, well, shit, I guess. But I'm like, oh, wait, what do you mean the main character that you're playing and the blue-haired girl are cousins? Whoopsie days. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about that, but I did like Fire Emblem Awakening and think you should play it.
Yeah,
Or-
I'll run it back.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fan mods for like the Game Boy Advance games where people like tweaked, they did like the difficulty tweaks, or like they backported a old like a main console Fire Emblem game into the GBA version and all this other stuff. And I'm like, people are pretty impressive of their like little fan projects that they got going on out there.
Yeah, that's wild.
There's a Final Fantasy V roguelike mod. I don't know how that works or if that would be appealing to an Empress Quinn in any way, but I was just like, you can just do that, I guess, nowadays. Who knew?
Incredible technological advancements are happening.
Yeah. Henn, what have you been doing non-magic hobby-wise recently?
Slay the Spire 2 has
Yes.
consumed me, body, mind, and soul. Unfortunately, my partners and I are all very into it. We've been playing the multiplayer mode, which is a shit ton of fun. We have as a Kuel, the three of us have made our way all the way through the highest difficulty of the game, and are actively kind of bludgeoning our faces against the brick wall of Ascension 10 in Slay the Spire 2. It's a really good time. It's so funny. We play infinitely better, the three of us together, than I do by myself. I'm about halfway through the difficulties by myself. It's a really, really good time. Super, super good game. I put like thousands of hours into Slay the Spire 1 across a PC, a Nintendo Switch, a laptop, my phone.
Holy
So I
shit.
look forward to, once I found out it was on phone, it was over for me, Quinn. It was so over.
Oh no.
Yeah. I look forward to the second one getting more content. I've not been playing on the beta. There's a bunch more stuff happening in the beta, and it kind of scares me. But I'm looking forward to that coming out to the main game eventually, and also like the actual official release of the actual game. Other than that, I've been replaying a lot of 3DS games, actually. Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, it's funny that we started talking about this. I lent my partner Fire Emblem Awakening because they really enjoy the Fire Emblem games. They played like Three Houses like crazy and have not gotten to play Awakening. So
Are we ready for 5 more years of discourse over Fire Emblem Three Houses when the new Fire Emblem game comes out?
Yeah, I know. You mean the new Fire Emblem game with Alucard? Wait, that's not Alucard?
Wait,
what do
that's
you
not.
mean? What do you mean that's not Alucard?
That guy sure as shit looks like fucking Alucard.
It's just Alucard. So another special interest of mine is Castlevania. I fucking love those games. I'm staring at Castlevania.
What did you think of the show
walls right now? Which one? Which show?
The new ones.
Both of the new ones are very, very good. So Nocturne was really good. I liked Nocturne a lot.
Yep.
I went fucking crazy for the animated Castlevania show.
Yeah.
By Spencer Wan, and I cannot remember the show writer's name for the life of me. I should know it though.
Warren Ellis.
Yes, I think it is. I believe it is Warren Ellis. Thank you. Very, 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 very good show. My partners and I are not normal about it. I fucking love those characters. I think all three of them need to kiss and hold hands, and I love them all dearly. I can quote like most of the first episodes. I routinely just have them on in the background of doing other stuff. I'm very autistic about this series. I'm so psyched for the new game coming out in October. I'm going to lose my mind. It's Sypha's daughter. They gave her a daughter. She deserves a daughter.
Everyone, of course, all the fucking LARPers are like, oh, I gotta play a woman, and I'm like, this woman is gonna be more badass than you could ever.
This woman is gonna kill Joan of Arc. It's gonna be sick as fuck.
No, it's like, hold on a second. I don't think you know how much they're fucking cooking here. Did you see that fucking game? Hello, excuse me. Anyway,
yeah. They gave her Sypha's hair. It makes me so happy.
It's gonna be fucking sweet. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Hey, yeah, Castlevania is pretty good. Does anyone remember Lords of Shadow? Anyone? No?
Yeah. No, I love that game. It was a good game.
Everyone was I'm very much a LARPer in this moment, being like, yes, I totally know about Lords of Shadow, but it's so interesting taking the mythos of, again, taking like the building blocks of what a Castlevania game is supposed to be and be like, what if a Belmont was actually Dracula? And then his son also became Alucard, and then you listen to, like, you watch the cutscenes and you're like, this is fucking theater, like cinema, like this is cinema right here, like this is fucking awesome, it's great. They'll never do anything like that ever again, because what the fuck is Konami doing except finally making a new game? I don't know, but I guess I better go download some Castlevania games too now while I'm at it.
Yes.
Give those a shot.
Yeah. Oh man, my homework's crazy right now.
Yeah, they're good games. A lot of them hold up. A lot of people will tell you to play Symphony of the Night, specifically Symphony of Night. My apologies. I think that game is fine. Curse of Darkness is near and dear to my heart. I played the shit out of Curse of Darkness. My entire dorm room of like myself and 5 girls. I was at a different point in my life when I was in a dorm room. I need to clarify that. We would all gather around this tiny little shitty TV computer that we had in our dorm and play through Curse of Darkness together. Basically just watching our one roommate Emily play through it.
That's
such a good game.
Actually.
It was really good. It was really funny because like 3 of us were absolutely gamers and like had played the game and like enjoyed it and would be like, yeah, well, like in the first game like this happens and stuff like that. And the other 3 are like your standard
normies.
This is going to tell you more about me, but yeah, Utah teenage girls, right, in a college dorm room. And they're like, okay, why is his hair like that? And it's like, oh, that's just the style. Like that's the artist, you know, like he does, like it, et cetera, et cetera.
Why is his hair like that? Because it's like that. Why are you asking this?
Yeah.
I
remember
you got to
anytime
just, like, show a bunch of normies peek.
Yeah, it was great. Anytime Isaac's familiar would come on screen, like they would all like shriek, like it was like disgusting. Which like he's kind of a freak. It's fair.
Yeah, it's an appropriate response.
Yeah, it is funny. This talk is just reminding me of like I finally want to get the PowerPoint together to tell like my normie friends about one of my interests without like going super duper overboard. Like, hey, this is Magic the Gathering. We don't have time, so I'm going to try and like rapidly condense it. Even though the running joke between me and my girlfriend was when she's like, what's Magic? And that was my sleeper activation phrase. And I turned over and I was like, in 1990, whatever, Richard Garfield. And she's like, stop. I need to stop you right there. No, what are you doing? We're not doing this. Try that again. I'm like, damn it. Okay. And then now she's been with me for 8.5 years. So I did something right, you know?
Obviously, yeah, you didn't scare her off with that.
The PowerPoint, I always go back to the PowerPoint of like, everyone get the wine and charcuterie and we're going to do PowerPoint presentations of our weird, stupid niche interests. Or like, then they're going to hit you with do you know about the immortal jellyfish or whatever the fuck it is? I can't remember, but bare your whole soul, you know?
Yeah.
There
are some books I see here as well.
Yeah. Quinn's been
I
doing
figured one of them would be of interest to you at least.
These are both of interest to me, but for different reasons. One of these I love, the other I fucking hate.
Is this a beloved and my beloved situation?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a wild swing at which of these is your beloved and tell the people that I read the Gideon the Ninth.
Let's fucking go!
Yeah, I got that one right. Okay. Yeah. Hey, so necromancers, they be necromancing.
Yeah, they're called necromancers because they're fucking gay. And they be romancing necks, let me tell ya.
They do indeed be romancing necks, is the thing.
Sometimes removing necks from the equation altogether.
Yeah. I read the first book in that. I guess there's 3 books so far. I finished that and was just kind of staring into space like, man.
You and Harrow both.
So
yeah, horse meme on beach, man.
Exactly. I posted a like Final Fantasy version of that meme, but it was definitely referencing that. I think I liked that book.
You think? Like, are you still
Yes.
ruminating
I
on it?
totally get
or-
it. No, I totally get it. So Lorelai on the podcast recently read it too, and their takeaway was that Z didn't like that it feels like the book is a really good story, and then you get to the end of the book and find out that it was basically all just set up for the second book. Which is totally fair. I totally get it, but I do not have that problem. I was so sold with this book. I utterly loved it.
I was just like, they would be describing some extremely serious subject matter or whatever that's going on in the book, some like wild plot revelations. And then the narrator says some shit that's just like, can you lock in, please? You have undercut the seriousness
Gideon,
of everything
my
that's
beloved.
going on with the way that you
Yeah.
talk. Stop doing that.
Yeah. The through the lens of the character Gideon is so good. It's so fucking funny. I love they're in like serious moments and then Gideon cracks a pun and it's like appended to like Gideon makes a pun and then it's like said Gideon who thought puns were funny automatically. It's so good.
It'll be interesting to see if the second book is written like that because it's from the point of view of a completely different character, I would assume.
Yes.
Fucking who knows?
So what I tell people usually, my disclaimer on this series is book one, really, really good. It is through the lens of an incredibly lovable character, a character who is frankly pretty dumb, and it's like very straightforward. One of the things that I love about this series, in contrast to the other series that you have written down here in your notes, is that the magic system is not like there is no need to flesh it out. They can just kind of like wave their hand and do magic and you get a little bit of details about how it works, but there is no like, here's 8 chapters of explanation for the exact process, which really shows through in the first book because Gideon doesn't give a shit and doesn't know how to do this. The second book is probably the hardest book to read of the entire series because it is from the perspective of Harrow, who is deeply, 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 deeply emotionally fragmented as a person. It is written in second person, so it is you do this, you do that, which is sometimes difficult for people. You're reading the book and you're like, no, the fuck I didn't.
Yeah. Don't tell me what to do.
Don't tell me what I did. Yeah. No, it's a really good book though. It feels like a fever dream to read until you get to about like halfway or 3/4 of the way through the book, and then you start to put it together and go, oh, and then it's really fucking good.
Well, that is pretty encouraging. So I think we're gonna get to that after we get to the end of this other book that I have here. So I assume this is your beloved. It's the first book in the Stormlight Archive, The Way of Kings. They got a lot of fucking proper nouns. I eat that shit up,
Yes.
though. Sorry.
No, that's valid. It's a popular book for a reason.
And every time they spend time to explain some shit, I'm into that. I'm the person that the 8 pages of explanation on the fucking magic system is for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, give me the world building, and then you give me like an interesting magic system, and you can usually like lock the hell in.
Yeah. That's what Sanderson does. Like, that's why he's popular. So I got a lot of book opinions. If you didn't know, I'm a librarian in my day job. So I read a lot. I'm also a sci-fi writer, so like I read a lot. Brandon Sanderson is very, very popular because of his magic systems. All of his books take place in the same universe called the Cosmere. And we know, spoilers, but this is known information, all the different like worlds or different planets that are largely part of the same solar system, which is crazy. The Stormlight Archives is a very, very high fantasy, crazy mystery thing going on with wild world building, so many crazy, insane like magic reveals and stuff like that with great detail in how the magic systems work. My beef with the books is Brandon Sanderson as a person.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I understand that.
I'm from Utah. He's like a distant family friend. Everyone, like, through the Mormon church, everyone knows everyone. I briefly was in, like, the same church ward as him. I dated his niece briefly. Yeah.
Holy shit, bro.
Yes, I have copies of the books that are signed by him because of an ex. And we've, like, vaguely interacted. He's read some of my writing, which I don't really know how I feel about. He's, I want to say, like an overall, like, good person. Obviously, I'm not here to judge the character of anyone. He's very, like, pro queer and stuff like that. He's got multiple characters who, like, within world systems, like, prove that they can be trans, or he's got multiple, like, autistic characters that I feel like are well written, which is incredibly surprising to me. But wow, the Mormonism shows through.
Yeah.
Really heavily. Heavily. It's like, wow, this is a really cool fantasy series, Brandon.
And not only...
You've recreated patriarchal systems.
And then you're like, I know this guy. I fucking know him. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's a small world. And Henn, you're like, yep, you have no fucking idea. But yeah, that's...
But hey, don't let me yuck your yum, obviously. Like, the books are good. I've read all of them. They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard nothing but good things, and over on the Lexicon Discord, whenever books are coming up, people are reading more of his books, and I'm just hearing, like, I'm skimming it because I'm not reading any of those books myself right now, but it seems like everyone's like, oh yeah, Brian Sanderson. I'm like, okay, all right, yeah. Brandon Sanderson, excuse me.
Brando Sando.
Brando.
So they call him.
So yeah, anything else to comment on books there, Quinn?
No, I think I'm exiting the literature dimension. What are you up to?
So I watched a couple movies recently. We went to go see Spider-Man, Brand New Day in theaters on opening night.
The money, Spider-Man.
The theater was pretty much nearly packed, and I don't know about anyone who's, the MCU movie going experience, but usually if something is happening, people are usually hooting and hollering or whatever. Like, anyone who was there on, like, the first week of Avengers Endgame or something, like, people were losing their fucking minds. Thankfully, the audience was a lot more subtle this time for this movie. Spider-Man's really good.
They got the magic rocks in this one?
No.
Okay, well then I don't care.
What, you don't like Spider-Man? Are you too good for Spider-Man?
He's fine. I'm just like, they don't have magic rocks, so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but it was a good Spider-Man movie. I'm not gonna talk about a whole lot except that
I think you should spoil the entire film right now.
Okay, all right, here we go. Lock the fuck in. This is actually the Spider-Man Brand New Day podcast. We're gonna talk about magic? I think the fuck not. So, no. Peter Parker's doing his thing, and Tom Holland's doing his thing as Peter Parker, and it's pretty great. And I don't know. Spoiler alert. There's other Marvel characters in the movie, which is, like, actually kind of the greatest thing about it. One of the things about here's, like, the sliding scale of, like, oh man, okay, so we're looking at superhero media in general, whether it's like a TV show or whatever, and when it's presented to you, you're like, okay, are we just going in the assumption that, like, that all the characters know that there are other superheroes, or, like, they just straight up, like, have each other on speed dial? Like, they're like, oh, the Justice League in DC. Yeah, mm-hmm. Batman knows the Flash, and Superman's around, and some people know each other's identities, and that's all fine and good, right? And then, like, the MCU kind of feels like they're finally tapping into, like, these ensemble cast movies where, like, some people think, like, it can detract. They're like, well, it's called Captain America, but a Hulk is in it. Or it's called Spider-Man and there's a Hulk in it. And I don't know why there's two MCU movies where there's a Hulk in it as a plot point, but if I did, I'd get two Nicols and blah, blah, blah. But, like, they actually, like, use the other characters effectively, and they're not, like, wasted or just, like, casual cameos. Like, it actually works for the plot of the movie and the story and everything. And I don't know, I thought that was pretty great. It's super fun, and we're getting a look at, like, newer versions of characters that are finally being like properly introduced. And like, if you're into that, great. And if you don't care, you're going to be confused as fucking hell about who the hell these characters are. Like, who the fuck is this person? Did you watch this? What the fuck is that? Never mind. So yeah, I don't know. I dug it. It was great. Go watch it however you can. Blah, blah, blah. I watched Masters of the Universe at home. Just being like, fine.
You know, the animated show?
No, the movie.
Oh, the movie.
The live action movie. Wow, they really leaned into how Adam was a fucking loser. Like, this movie, it's brutal. It is so brutal. I will say, okay, so like, hey, I don't know, this guy who's the Prince of Eternia picks up a magic sword and screams out, "By the power of Grayskull, I have the power," and he fights a guy with a guy called Skeletor who has a skeleton face. Like, what more do you need? It's fucking,
and that sounds like it should be peak.
It's fucking He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, right? Like, whatever. But then it does the thing of the character gets whisked away to Earth, and then he's a loser on Earth, and he's like, "Guys, I promise you I'm not crazy. I used to live on a different planet, and there was a fucking talking green tiger and magic and shit," and they're all like, "Adam, you need to go like in a psych ward. Like, this is obscene." And he just gets his ass beat for like 90% of the movie, and he's like the butt of every joke, and it's brutal. Also, Idris Elba is there, and that's pretty great. But like, what does that have to do with the plot? I don't know. It's Idris Elba. There's also a robot, and that was probably the best part of the movie. I'm not gonna lie. She was fucking sweet. She was like reprogrammed to be a maid, which is like, she's actively like,
they know their target audience.
I hate this. Why would you do this to me? And then they're like, okay, like, she's a battle robot, like, can you reprogram her to be a battle robot? And Idris Elba is like, she tried to kill me the last time, and they're like, please do it. And he's like, fine. And he goes up to the robot, and he's like, promise not to kill me. She's like, I make no promises. And he's like, all right. And then she doesn't kill him, so hey, good. Yeah, all right. You got some integrity. Again, I'm not kidding. The robot was probably like the best part of this movie. And then hey, Jared Leto as Skeletor, he fucking didn't ruin the movie. But did you notice how you didn't see any promotional work of him like showing up talking about the movie? Because I sure fucking didn't. They made sure that man was not involved at all, and the movie is better for it. And we were sitting there, and Jacqueline's like, "This is a real like childish movie." I'm like, "Did you not see the PG-13 like thing at the beginning? Like, yeah, it's He-Man. It's fucking He-Man. What else do you want?" I don't know. It was a fun movie. Very 80s nostalgia bait with like all the music and the presentation and the color gradient and everything. I think
it's 80s nostalgia bait by being He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
From from the 80s, they know their target audience very well. Anyway, I don't know, go watch it. It's a fun movie when you're friends, when you all get like drunk and have snacks and you're hanging out. And you can all be like, damn, Skeletor is actually kind of fucking like scary when he goes, "Meow," and then like lasers someone to goo. And you're like,
it's like a 7 out of 10 Cole Mids classic.
Yeah. I can't take that into any of that line seriously. Man, he's actually scary when he does the dorkiest laugh you've ever heard
in your life.
He doesn't like violently kill anyone or anything like that. He just kind of lasers them and they turn into goo.
I mean, I don't know. That is kind of horrific watching like your friends and family like become sludge. Like, I don't know about you, but it is goofy. It's goofy. It's goofy schlock. Yes, it's like a 6 out of 10 movie, actually, Quinn.
That's absolutely your shit.
Yeah, I'm all for that. Anyway, not much to report on the Baldur's Gate 3 front. We just got into Act 3 last night and then didn't even really get to go shopping. And then the game crashed and we said, okay, don't know what's with that. I'll look into that later. And then went to bed. And yeah, hacked my 3DS. I managed to get Fallout onto it, which was pretty sweet.
You would.
Yeah, of course I would. Because I tried playing OG Fallout on the computer with a mouse and keyboard, and I wanted to blow my brains out. But is really a 3DS going to be any better when you have to use like the touchscreen?
I feel like that's going to be less good, actually. That's even further removed.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. But on top of that, hey, that means I get a bunch of modded games and stuff on there. I think I can modify a few Pokemon ROMs to be like randomizers. So maybe I'll do like what Bjorn's doing over on Lexicon by blind running Platinum. Like, God, that has been so fun to like tap into. As he's like, Cole, I'm gonna die, dude. I'm like, bro, like you're level 45. Like there's just a bunch of grunts around. Like, why are you freaking out? And okay, sometimes some shit goes wrong. And like, what was the last big one? Like the Star Raptor or whatever died. And I don't know. He's freaking out about that. I don't know. Randomized Pokemon
He just
games.
lost Rhombus.
Oh, right. Yes. The Porygon Z. That he's like, what do you mean Porygon can evolve? And we're like, I don't know, just do it. I got a bunch of Shin Megami Tensei games downloaded. I got Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D downloaded, and and I'm playing it. Spoiler alert, I haven't played like Ocarina of Time ever really, so I just got the Master Sword, and I'm like, what do you mean you made a 10-year-old kid a 17-year-old and he didn't live those years? What could possibly go wrong with this? Anyway,
Fucked up.
Fuck Lord Jabu Jabu or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
I'm like, this fucking mini boss is horseshit. And the fucking boss, I was like, you know what? Actually bring me to a real water temple. Thank you very much. I think I would rather take that over fucking Lord Jabu Jabu's fucking stomach.
You will eat those words.
Yeah, well, I'm playing, whatever. It's fine. I know.
It's a good game.
Yeah, no, I know it's great. Yeah, I think that's it for me for that. So, Henn, unless you got something else to throw into the ring for non-magic stuff.
I feel like I've been able to give my input on the things you guys are talking about. I will say by way of books, real quick, I've been reading, or I just finished reading, it's called, the title has suddenly left my brain. It's by Caitlin Starling. It is called The Starving Saints. Really good book. If you're a gay freak like me, I did initially pick up the book because I learned that the three protagonists of the book series are a triad. They're a polycule. I don't get to see my own relationships reflected in a lot of media, so that was a lot of fun. They are what I would refer to affectionately as a disaster polycule. They all hate each other so much that they love each other, or perhaps love each other so much that they hate each other. No, they're great. It's a really, really good book. Super freaky. It's like Fae, but like through a presentation as body horror and like cosmic horror. It is so cool. You do not think about Fae as being a cosmic horror thing, but it was really, really good.
I'm writing that the fuck down. Holy shit.
Caitlin Starling is an all-star author. Her other major book that is like really good is The Luminous Dead. Highly recommend. The less I tell you about it, the better.
Sounds
very,
good.
very good sci-fi freaky mystery. Yeah, I could talk book recommendations all day, so we should probably just move on.
Yeah, that is literally your job.
Well, there are some people who will be in the comments for this episode probably being like, yes, more books, please. But yeah, let's move on to vibe checks. Henn,
that's me.
Do you have a vibe check for us? Whether you could just throw one out willy-nilly and we'll... I
have very few guardrails to know what this entails. Why doesn't somebody else give a vibe check and I'll see if
Quinn,
I can own up to the bat.
Quinn, you start us off with Caparocti Sunborn. How about that?
All right, sounds good. Hey, so Caparocti Sunborn is a Boros creature. He's a 4/4 for like 4 mana, and when he attacks, you can tap 2 untapped creatures or artifacts to have him discover 3. And I think that this guy passes the vibe check, but kind of questionably. on stats alone, bro's immediately a 3-hit clock once he picks up the Hero's Blade, but casting that on curve interferes with our plan of ramping on 2 and casting Caparocti on 3, and then swinging and discovering on turn 4. So you gotta think about how that fits into your metagame and whether that turn 4 attack is crucial enough that you could interrupt that for the Hero's Blade. And if yes, then play it. And if you absolutely have to have that swing when you have to have that swing, maybe that 2-drop slot is spent on a ramp spell instead of the Hero's Blade. Think about it.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm happy to go next if you'd like.
Yeah, if you got kind of an idea now.
Yeah, my go-to is Urtet, Remnant of Memnarch. To the surprise of nobody.
You mean the robot?
Automatic, yeah, the robot. Automatic fail on the vibe check is what I would say. There's very little reason to put equipment that is not protection onto Urtet. Urtet's going to be tapped, ideally, most of the game anyway. Granted, it'll untap itself too, but it's not really usually getting in the red zone because it's being used to buff the rest of your mirror. Mirror are notorious for tapping for one reason or another. So it's usually being tapped down, if not for mana, then for buffing your team, and if not for that, then to fuel your lodestone mirror. So probably not a wise holder of the sword, which is so sad because Mir love to hold swords. It's kind of like a major asset of their identity is what I would say. Between like
they do look really cute holding a sword.
Yeah, they're really good at it. Mir will see a sword and be like, hey, is anyone gonna hold that?
They're just funky. Yeah. They're just funky little sword dudes, you know. Yeah,
Brasquire is there to hold a sword for you.
Mm-hmm.
Knighted Mirror is our only knight mirror at all. He got a sword through being cool, and Jorkadine thought he was cool. And then there's Scrappling.
Looked upon this one and said, "You would look really good holding a sword."
It is some of my favorite flavor text in the game. It is, I believe, "This one fights like a Leonin" from Jorkadine, which is very, very cool. Love it. I wrote a short story about it. I didn't plug my website earlier, but you can find it on my website. And then there's Mere Scrappling. That's just a 1/1 that holds a sword until you need to put that sword on someone else.
Okay.
But not Urtet.
I got a question for you since we're on Urtet. So obviously you like robots, and your own icon is a mirror, and you're talking about Urtet here. So did the design of Urtet, was it like a gift from God? Or was it like...
No. So this is a great question. I'm really happy you asked me this. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't get to get on my EDH soapbox very often.
All right, go off, King.
There are a few things I hate more than the, like, you may as well play the best thing in every single color decks.
Mm-hmm.
The Modern was I used to play a lot of Modern, and Modern was egregious for a while because mana bases were so greedy that it's like, well, you may as well just play Leyline Binding because you're going to be in 5 colors anyway, and since you're in 5 colors, you may as well just play all the best removal and the one thing you need to win, and that's about it. That's really all you need. You should only play the best cards ever. Which is not really what I play the game for. And 5 color, it's really hard to stay disciplined, I think, to a lot of deck builders, and to just build stuff that is fun. I understand that they made Urtet 5 color so that you can play your copper mirror, your silver mirror, your iron mirror, your gold mirror, and your leaden mirror. And that's really cool and all. And I'm happy about that, I am. But God, if they couldn't have given it any other ability. Like, its ability reads win the game. It's such a threat. It is insane the amount of power it puts on the board. It builds you an army and then hands fucking bazookas to every single one of those robots.
Yeah.
It gets so out of hand so fast. I would have loved it if it had just done like a very simple mirror type will tie together. I don't want to see a boost in power or toughness. I want to see something like when you tap a mirror for the first time on your turn, untap it, or something like that. Make your little mana dorks into something useful. Incentivize attacking with your one big mirror, or building up a big lodestone mirror to make combat fun. Like the mirror, what they do is they fill the different jobs in the multiverse. Like they literally, like, lore wise, they exist to be the worker ants of the plane. So they fill a billion different little niches. And instead the commander was like, no, I don't know, just play Eldamir and make them big and smack. They don't really have a big stompy identity as a creature type. So Urtet drove me fucking crazy when it released. I was like, this is the coolest thing you could give me as a mirror typal tie together, and I fucking hate the effect.
Let me get every colored mana making mirror out, and then I tap them to activate Urtet, and then go to combat and untap them, and then I do it again, and you're like,
the card says, here is your army, and also you can use them for mana, and also you can attack with them, and also what if they all got +3/+3? It's so dumb.
Yeah. See, yeah, you know what?
Activate only during your turn is crazy too.
Yeah.
You can activate that, go to combat, and then activate it again for +6/+6. Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's actually crazy.
I really,
it's kind of the epitome of modern, like, commander design for a while. Yeah, every new commander that comes out is an engine in and of itself. Like, it drives me crazy.
Like, on the one hand, I can praise Light for making a 3-color slivers deck, because nothing kills me more than 5-color slop decks, including if they're typal, because then I'm like, this is immediately the worst fucking thing in the world. But then, in the same vein, Light is using Y'shtola, and is now currently the most popular, or soon to be the most popular commander on EDH Rec. And again, it is a curse of the modern design, where I'm like, I can't help but immediately hate this card because of how fuck busted it is out the gate.
Yeah, it solves for everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And which is why you'll always see me praise Audric Blood Cursed and curse Brandon to the heavens every time he shows up to stream, being like, okay, guys, I made a new 5-color deck. I'm like, did you though? Did you really? Fundamentally, did you? The answer is no. It's Brandon.
I am unfortunately the Y'shtola defender, though, because I do like it when the Esper control deck has no choice but to kill you.
Yeah, that is fair enough.
That's true. That is a really good point, yeah.
I mean, you're not killing me softly, that's for sure. Okay. I got a few, but I think maybe I'll split it off. I'll say 2 now, and then we go back to Quinn, and then we'll finish the other 2, because I got some legends here from the Mystery Booster Commander Edition that...
You were so weary in these fucking notes, and now you're like, yeah, so here's these guys from Mystery Booster
hold
Commander
on.
Edition.
Now hold on a second here. Don't put me on blast just yet.
All right, okay.
My curmudgeon-y behavior will happen later, okay? I can drag and drop the curmudgeon-y behavior into any part of this podcast anytime I want, all right? There are some legends in that were shown off that I'm like, holy shit, yes, you were finally free from alchemy hell. Why did they ever do this? Thank you. The other part of me is like, I can't fucking believe they made this product, and no one's ever going to get their hands on this in paper unless they really, 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 really want to, or have a printer. And some of these I think are just like interesting designs, or at least things that I would consider looking at and being like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The handwritten rules text on cardboard master set going crazy.
Yeah, well, and you're the CEO. Let's talk about Selenia, the Cursed Heart, because seeing another Selenia at all is actually pretty cool. So we got a 6-mana 2/5 Angel Warrior that's 4 white and black. Flying lifelink. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead, because life gain keeps you in the game longer, and the Voltron players have to kill you. Then when she dies, you create a legendary black or a curse enchantment token named Selenia's Curse. Why didn't you just say, you just make a legendary, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's attached to your target opponent, and the token enchantments, oh, for fuck's sakes. It says if enchanted player would lose life, they lose twice that much life instead. I don't know. That's just fucking sick. I think that's cool. You make her a 5/7. You're gaining so much life, so much fucking life. And then people are like, you can't have that. And then they kill her, and you're like, cool, suffer. I don't know. I think it's neat. I think she passes the check with flying colors just simply by being a flying lifelink body.
Selene is
Yeah,
a really
I like
cool
Baneslayer Angel.
reference. She's one of the original. She's a Dominarian angel who helped out the Weatherlight crew. She was the kind of lover of Krovax, if you're familiar, who has like the white card and the black card
And the
that
black
do,
card.
like, opposite
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
And the reason she curses you is because she turned on the gang. She was kind of manipulated and controlled, I believe. Don't quote me on that. This is a very old novel. And when she was killed, killing her placed a curse on Krovax, which turned him into a vampire.
Into
which is
a
why we have
vampire,
the card.
okay.
Yeah, Krovax the
shit.
Cursed. So she does blood, like life total manipulation stuff, because when you kill her, she curses you and turns you into a vampire.
That's cool.
It's super, super cool. Super flavorfully mechanic.
Yeah.
Mechanically flavorful is what I was trying to say. But
Also, this artwork is fucking amazing to look at. Like, I thought this was...
It's got this cool like stained glass look in the foreground, and then the background is these very pretty pink and blue and white pastel colors and sort of like spacey kind of effects. It's
this is her art from Vanguard.
Oh.
From a lot of the Vanguard arts were reused, which was repurposed, which makes sense. Obviously, it was original. A weird format on, I believe, a MTGO originally, where like
That
your
sounds
instead of like
correct.
commander, basically you had a vanguard that was like a named legendary character that would give you modifiers like increase your hand size, or they'd give you passive effects. They were kind of like what are they called? Emblems, basically. And some of them would modify your life total, which is crazy. But they've reused a lot of it because a lot of that art is going to waste. It's some of like the only art we have of like Phyrexian Yawgmoth is from Vanguard, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
Some of the only art we have for like the old Phyrexian Praetors, Gix, for a very long time, the only art we had of Gix was the Vanguard art, which is crazy. Yeah.
I'm glad that, like, outside of the fact that, like, I know the set's being properly released in November, but outside of availability and everything, it's the fact that, like, yes, we finally do get to repurpose this artwork into game pieces that, most people are going to be playing with in some way. And seeing this stuff show up in draft, like you were saying, like that, you and the Vorthos Cast got to get a bit of a sneak peek ahead of time, and now you get to really pop the fuck off and be like, hey, does everyone remember Selenia? Like, hello? Hi. Or Istvan, which we could talk about here.
Istvan has new lore.
Okay.
Which is crazy. Yeah, we've gone
like-
from summon Uncle to, I think it was summon Istvan is what it was, to actual lore.
Back in the
Istvan
day.
Istvan was a throwaway legend a very long time ago, just a named character who was like, it was literally just called Uncle Istvan, and it was just like a scary guy with an axe, basically. But now we know that he is an axe murderer in the woods of the Terrasiar.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
I don't know how to say it either.
His
I just
name
know
is
it's-
used as an expletive, as a swear, like oh my god type thing, is like to like you invoke Uncle Istvan or whatever. I don't know the exact details of how it goes, but he's a bona fide axe murderer who is like actually
this
a
guy's
horror story.
subtitle is The Butcher of Elm, which, like, do you have any idea how many fucking people you have to kill to get called the Butcher of somewhere?
This
like,
guy
that
could
shit
be
is hard as fuck.
Uncle Istvan straight out of Innistrad.
Straight out of Elm, yeah.
Like, do not give this guy a butcher cleaver or any of that other shit. Like, you are in a murder horror film. But speaking of equipment, so we got a 1 and a triple black for a human. That's 1/3. He attacks each combat if able. Talking about bloodlust, my god. Prevent all damage that we be dealt to him by creatures, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put 2+1 counters on Istvan. I don't know. Hero's Blade, chop. I don't know. Seems pretty good.
Yeah, I'm getting on my Butcher Pete bullshit. I'm hard on slashing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Honestly, stick a what is it? The chief, the blood chief's blade on there.
Oh,
the Tyrian soul
yeah.
cleaver too. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just keep stacking those +1/+1 counters up. Let's go.
Give him demonic
Sort of truth and justice. I'm down to proliferate that.
Well, I was gonna be like
that's
anything that
good.
gives him evasion, get him through chop. Quinn, you got a legend from this mystery booster that you want to talk about.
Yeah, I have Sahir, Visitor in Darkness. This guy is a human wizard for 1 black, and he's got an eminence ability that deals 1 damage to you. And then when he's on the field, whenever something causes you to lose 1 life or deals 1 damage to you, then you put a +1/+1 counter on him. And if it's the second time that this has happened this turn, then you draw a card. I think the guy is a pass for the Hero's Blade. It's another piece of number go up technology to go with your +1/+1 counters. There's I've been looking at the building this, and in my deck list alone there's some bullshit lose 1 life on your upkeep effect that you can just cut that and play the Hero's Blade instead.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Still, what a freaking freaky, cool-looking dude with that
I don't
swirl.
think we have any lore for this guy.
No,
but
he's
he
a new
does
character. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not an existing character. He is maybe a sideways reference to what is it called? There's the very famous art. It's gonna bother me. I can't remember the name.
Is it a demon? Is it Juzum
yes,
Jin?
No, it's not a djinn. I'm pretty sure it's a demon, but the flavor text refers to it being a visitor in the darkness, which is where the epithet was pulled from. This is some stolen glory. I've learned this all secondhand from individuals who are part of the design. This is not just stuff I know. See if I can't find it.
It's like, Watsy, please give us the documents. We need to
Just,
update the
please.
Wikipedia articles.
The the wiki needs so much work. There's so much stuff that's half remembered on there, and I would love them to release a Legends of, even if it's just for the characters that are not existing characters. My big one for this set is I think it's Ethkey is how it's said. Maybe I've got that wrong. It's the
the Phyrexian.
Yeah, the Phyrexian. Yeah, of course, obviously. Here, hang on, I can pull her up real quick. It's Ekthi, my bad. Not to be confused with Eshki. God, magic names. You've got your Gaddick really... and your Gadwick and your Gadrock and your Vadrock and your...
God, don't even get me started.
Okay, no, I think it is Juzum Jin. It's the same horns, and then the flavor text here is expect my visit when the darkness comes.
Yes,
the
thank you.
I think is best for hiding all.
Okay, yeah, it is. This is Juzum Jin. Okay, I thought this was a demon. It's a Jin. What do you know? Yes, it is a reference to this. It looks like a demon. Because it deals 1 damage to you in your upkeep, right? So, yes. Cool little reference here.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Holy shit, this card is expensive. What the fuck?
Yeah. Don't really? Look. Avert your gaze, Quinn. If it's not...
like 37 cents on MTGOs for card hoarders sales, so maybe I will I actually have no idea how distribution for this is going to work on MTGO. We might not ever get those cards there.
Much to think about. We'll have to see. You let us know. Let us know when you venture back into the MTGO
we'll keep the
mines.
Gamers posted. I think the official release for this is November or some shit, so maybe around then they'll try and figure out a way to put those on the client.
Doubtful.
Cole, you have 2 other legends here for me.
Yeah. Since we're on the subject, so we got another detective. I don't know. They keep printing detectives and making clues, so I love that. Flitwing Lave Detective. 2 and a blue for a 1/1 fairy detective with flying. If you would create 1 or more tokens, you may create that many clue tokens instead. So it's not in addition with those, and then you make clues. You just straight up replace it for that, which I think is pretty great. Pass the check.
Playing this and an angelic visitation and watching the table's brain collapse as they try to figure out how to stack these replacement effects.
Oh no.
So yeah, I think in terms of holding Hero's Blade, obviously, am I gonna expect to see anyone put her in the command zone? Probably not. Maybe, probably not. But I'd put her in Piper Wright if I put that deck together again or something. Or in what was it?
For it?
Ezrim.
Yeah,
I think there's plenty of bullshit
Azurum's
token
good.
generators that you could, air quotes, upgrade into clues and then do whatever you're going to do with artifact enter the battlefield effects or drawing cards or some other clue synergy. I don't know, the Merchant of Truth, Arm with Proof, whatever.
Could probably do some interesting stuff with Alquist Proft.
Yeah.
God, he's so
Probably
cool.
He's so cool. Man, he's so cool, and he's got a badass assassin vampire girlfriend who would kill him if she breathed on him wrong. Yeah.
He's living his best life, right?
I really wish that the decks of that in the wild weren't just Azorius control.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's like a, what is it, like a Venn diagram of, it's a control deck and it's a flicker deck, and then the center is, oh wait, it's just Azorius. Our last one here, Caparocti Thief of Talents. 4 and a black for 4/4 spirit. I don't know why it's not a demon spirit, but you know, whatever, we take it. It's got menace, and then the beginning of your end step, target opponent may draw 4 cards. What the fuck? If they do, look at that player's hand, and you may cast a spell from their hand without paying its mana cost. If they don't, weird phrasing, but okay. Put 2/1 counters on Caparocti. So
It's because target opponent may draw 4 cards. If they
that's
look at
the
target
they.
player's hand and
That's-
cast a card from it without paying its mana cost. If they don't draw 4 cards, put 2/1 counters on it.
gotcha. Okay, I didn't know what the through line was, but okay.
And it's a spirit because it's a kami on Kamigawa, so there are very few actual demons. They're all kami instead.
Right, gotcha. See, this is why I have the other people come on and do the work for me, because I don't know what the fuck. Magic lore, I
We're
read.
so lucky to have our lore expert Henn on the case.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
So yeah, I think obviously you got a built-in way to make Caparocti bigger in having the Hero's Blade on. Maybe a little redundant. I don't know, but I guess that depends on how gung-ho people will be like, yeah, I'll love to draw 4 cards, and you're like, excellent, give me this, and they're like, actually, wait, I think I made a mistake.
Well, the plan here,
this
Cole,
is-
actually is to play Burglar Rats and Mind Twist and empty their hand so that they don't have any choice but to take the
Okay,
deal and draw 4
everyone,
cards.
thanks for
Oh,
listening.
very interesting.
Thanks for listening. Here's my Vibe Check radio show. We'll see you next time. What the fuck?
This is such an interesting card. I'm sure it's great. 5 mana 4/4 menace is already just like playable.
Yeah.
It is fascinating. Like it's I'm big on those like opponent's choice cards because I think they incentivize interesting plays more than tactical ones.
Yeah.
But they can still be very tactical. Like your opponent gets to look at their hand and decide what is the worst thing my opponent could cast out of my hand, right? And then decide if they want the cards, which is so interesting. They're playing a game of if I draw 4 cards, will I draw something I don't want them to have? What a cool legendary.
Yeah, that like I think one of the things outside of some people being like, oh, hey, that's a Bant Planeswalker, I'm going to make Bant stacks. And I'm like, please leave this Discord. Some of the legends I think
can't fault them for that. Feroz's ban is a stacks card. What do you want from them?
I don't know, do something socially acceptable. I don't know.
Stacks is socially acceptable.
No, it's not. Anyway, this card, it's an interesting design. I think it can hold a blade pretty well and give people the incentive. You know, what's the incentive, you know, besides freaking making people discard their cards so they have to draw 4? Quinn?
Yeah, do you want to play Magic still? I guess you should probably draw 4 cards then.
Yeah. So let's move on to, oh no, wait, did we go? Nope, we did it. Unless, Henn, you got another one for us?
No, I thought those were great picks.
Cool. We're chilling. Let's go to comments.
Fucking Indominus Lux first in line with the, at the moment, this episode has been up for 5 minutes and there are no comments. First.
Let's all kill her with our mind powers together.
All right, everyone band together. Listen, we've been getting a few first comments between Medusa and everyone else, and you know what? What is this? A YouTube comment section? Yes. Angry Murdoch here saying, Ayara's tricky. I love that we're talking about the Rakdos one here. I love the fling and reanimate. Cost to flip always feels awkward. A classic reanimation package of big things and the Angry Baby, aka Anger, with the OG artwork, ought to do well and save the flip for late game. That Mogus's Marauder too. I'm gonna try and report back now. All right, well,
sweet. I'm looking forward to hearing about that. Get that deck list on my desk in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wanted that card to be good so bad. That was a big one for me from March of the Machine, that I wanted a reason to build, because I love AR is one of the few characters we know who submits to completion willingly. So if you're unfamiliar in the Phyrexian scene, Ayara and wow, how am I forgetting Praetor's names?
The red one?
Yes.
Urabrask.
Thank you, Urabrask. Jesus Christ, fake Phyrexian fan. Ayara Urabrask is a really big ship.
I'm nodding enthusiastically.
Yeah, I know. It's a good dynamic. It's really good. Ayara's whole thing is that she kills her suitors because she wants to maintain power herself and kind of keep her kingdom in this endless cycle of like, oh, tragic, my latest husband died, guess I'll find another. So she's all in on this completion thing. She's great.
Yeah, she's the fucking goat. I absolutely love her. She's the worst complimentary. I so desperately want a deck around Rakdos Ayara to work, and I just can't get there.
I think she could put Urabrask in his place, and I think he would enjoy it. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm shipping. All right, up next, we've got a comment from the lovely Medusa, who says, yes, please join me in having a Balrog. Also, the new Lord of the Eagles is basically a Balrog if you squint. 8/8 flash is basically haste. Flying is basically trample.
She's great. She's spitting.
That's funny, but yeah, okay.
She's cooking is the thing.
I don't know. Yeah, I can smell something burning in the oven, but that's okay.
I don't even want to think about how someone opened the Lord of Eagles in, I don't know, people have been opening their Hobbit stuff and it looks like they're getting some pretty sick stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm looking at the Lord of Eagles, but I kind of also want it to do a little bit more than whatever it's already doing, you know?
You're not a bad enough dude to just be playing mono blue flappers.
What, make a two mana 8/8? Like, yeah, I mean,
hey, Flying Men was like a good deck for a long time in Canadian Highlander.
True.
Not so much anymore, but if you really squint, it can still be played for fun.
Yeah, you can absolutely just play a bunch of Coastal Power Seas, a bunch of shitty little flyers, and then have your fucking 8/8 to close the door. And you can either beat people to death with that, or you can put his ass on the dragon fucking throne of Tarkir and give the whole team the buff.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
True. Any reason to play Dragon Throne of Tarkir is a good enough reason, you know?
God, they really went off with the name of that card. It's so fucking
sick.
The Dragon Throne of Tarkir. Ugh.
And then Sarkhan retcon that. It doesn't exist anymore.
No. Hang on. The Dragon Throne. Oh, no, I guess it doesn't. You're right, because it's... Yeah, okay, never mind.
You're like, oh, wait.
I had to think through the timelines again.
I think Elspeth should hit the Shoryuken on Sarkhan. I think that would be very satisfying for me.
I think Elspeth kind of did hit the Shoryuken on Sarkhan a couple times, in fact. She just punches him hard enough with a mailed fist to crack his ribs. Just for the crime of seeing him. Yeah.
It's like, hey, what are you doing? Mind your own business. Punch.
Elspeth Tyrell. Elspeth, quote, it's on site, Tyrell.
Ever since she became an angel, she's like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit, okay?
She's moving different now, and we love that for her.
Elspeth Tyrell flow. Shit ain't nothing to her, man.
Yeah, God forbid an angel got a little emotion, am I right? Anyway,
I was flipping bricks with Sarah Angel while you were still
So last comment here, Laps are saying to Quinn, pick me, I am interested in loud pack quesadilla cheese of pain. Jesus
All
Christ.
right, get that together for me. I really want that deck list to work, and it's simply bracket 2 jail for it currently.
Yeah, it's good old Keza Augury of Pain?
Augur of Agony is close.
Augur of Agonies, yeah. If only, we're talking about like the most it's an uncommon like signpost card. What else do you want, right?
It's a good card. Though.
It's a great card. Don't get me wrong.
Magic the Gathering card.
You breathe on this card and it
hoops.
goes infinite.
Yeah.
Still pretty gross. Okay, this is the part where we get a DJ Space Girl track. Quinn, what do you got for us this week?
I sent you a track, but I think we're gonna send you a different track actually.
Oh, okay. All right. You got me excited. You're still gonna just shelve that one for a bit, get back to this?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you describe what you got for us now?
It's about what it feels like to enter the Crystal Tower in Final Fantasy III. And just like what that place sounds like, Lamau.
Okay.
Sick.
I'm not a human until I have to be.
Quinn, thanks for the banger track as usual. I was so excited for Project 140, but we'll get back to that one eventually. Let's get into the creative media section where we talk about the things we've seen or watched or whatever. Henn,
That's me.
what magic things do you enjoy consuming?
I'm a bit of a this is gonna sound insane, but I most of the quote unquote content I consume is largely fan projects and fellow community member art pieces, things like that. I run a couple of the Discord, I run the Magic Writers Discord, for example. So most of what I read and consume lately is other people's fan fiction of characters, or we recently had someone who wrote poems that were corresponding to various characters that they liked in Magic. Lots of good stuff like that. I think the Magic community is incredibly creative, and I think that does not get enough of a spotlight because it is very eclipsed by the appeal to be a big name creator instead. People try to create with the goal of being a massive YouTuber with 1 million followers or whatever, the next Ristic studies, etc. Instead of just, here's this cool thing I put together. There's a lot of really, really cool art out there for videos that are just fan-made videos. Let me find the account before I cite the wrong thing. There's a user who Annie Temple, very small time YouTuber, maybe trying to be a content creator a little bit. They've got 1,000 subscribers or so under their belt now, which is awesome. But just doing cool stuff, talking about cards that they like, not trying to be the next Ristic studies. I don't think it doesn't feel that way. I really vibe in that space. Even projects that are slightly bigger than that, like Cascade kind of rub me the wrong way because there's this air of trying to be the art installation of Magic the Gathering. And I wish there was more space to give to the community at large to share just the creative little endeavors that they've done. So many people do sketches of their commanders, sketches of OCs in the Magic universe, things like that. And I don't feel like there's really a stage for that.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, are we going to talk about the topic or not? But the concept of the topic of being a content creator always comes up every once in a while. There's always people that have frustrations of being someone small and then not getting any kind of attention equal or proportional to the effort that they're putting in. Which is to say that there are a lot of people that are obviously amazing and they're putting in so much effort in, and it's just not publicly recognized for a multitude of reasons because they're not playing the same social media game as what other people are doing. And so it's there's a broader there's literally millions of people across the world that play this game. And we have our Dan-Dans and our Canadian Highlanders as the alternate formats and all this other stuff. There's artists that, I've either known before I've seen them start becoming Magic artists, like Benjamin E. I followed on Tumblr years ago, and I always loved his stuff. He had he had the Olivia from Shadows over Innistrad. What was it? Mobilized for War, I think. He did he did his own version of that years ago, and I was like, oh man, this guy's super cool artist, and I love following him, and he does Magic stuff, and this is super great. And then I start seeing his name on Magic cards, and I didn't initially realize it right away. There's no one, he gets 1 or 2 cards in, and there's no way to be holy shit, Benjamin's making artwork for this game now. And we're even seeing people that we kind of know or kind of loosely adjacent to over in Blue Sky, and before we moved over,
Andre Garcia.
Yeah, you're oh man, Andre. He's I've finally drawn enough dragons to finally get some artwork for Magic going on, and you're holy shit, like that's a lot of effort. Like that, a lot of things need to line up to make that work. And that's just still like, oh, that's someone getting recognized in an official capacity by having cards for or art for promotional stuff, or art that's actually on cards. And there's still like a broader community of people who are proxy artists, or they paint over existing artwork and add their own twist to it, or just, like you said, doing the whole OC thing of like, Magic conceptually has such a cool premise in its world building, and then you get to like plane specific stuff and you're like, hey, I want an Aetherborn character, or I want to make a zombie dude from, I don't fucking know, from Grixis, because apparently nothing living exists in that microplane, so you can only be nothing but like a zombie or a demon or whatever. So the sky's the limit, and there's a lot of untapped potential, and we'll be sharing.
I think also, like, unfortunately, we live in a world where to exist, it costs money.
Yup.
I have just purchased a house, and I'm
shit,
feeling that
let's
one.
go.
Yeah, I'm feeling that one really heavily here as we move in like a week, and I'm getting water and electricity and everything set up, right?
Oh god,
And-
well, thanks for taking time out of your holy shit busy
Oh, no
schedule to
worries.
do this,
This is my relaxing. And unfortunately, because we live in a world where it costs money every second you spend existing, it becomes very easy to measure the metric by which you do things, the level of success those things receive, and the level of praise, and the level of recognition. And so when people can make money off of their creative endeavors by becoming personalities on the internet, it feels like the next step for every hobbyist that is what they want to do. And I think a major reason that is a thing that happens is that there's not space to give praise to people's creations unless you are making money off of it. The only two modes are you make something and it gets 2 likes and it dies in obscurity, or you make something and it gets 2 million likes and you suddenly are getting paid by Wizards of the Coast, or are getting ad revenue from YouTube, or whatever, right? And it really sucks. This is trying to decide if I can share this or not. There's a non-zero number of people within the Magic community that are big names that feel this way, that feel like they would like if they could foster a space where creatives in the Magic space can be highlighted and shown without it needing to be like you are a content creator type thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like the effort is being made or taken to actually like put their money where their mouth is and like back those endeavors. I'm not looking at Cascade, I promise.
Hey, I've already said, like, we've had Mike Carosa, and we praise a few people that happen to be writing for it right now, and like I even before, I've heard your opinion on it. Like I do look at Cascade as like, on the one hand, I'm like, I really do want it to be sort of that altruistic thing that it's being presented as, but I also know that it's still within a fixed scope, right? Like, I'm still waiting for a copy to show up in the mail. It's been stuck in Illinois for like fucking 2 weeks. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Whatever. I've never actively purchased like a Magic magazine in any capacity. So like, on the one hand, I can see the potential for it, but at the same time, it's like, there's so many resources that could be used right now from a group of people like that could be used to spread the word, so to speak,
Yeah. I have said it many times, so I'm not trying to start beef. I'm not name dropping or anything like that, but like Sam Ristic Studies is a really big proponent of like, I wish Magic artists that were just like hobbyists could receive the response that they're looking for. People stop creating Magic fan content. Like, one of the most rewarding things about being part of this community is getting to see the fan content that gets made, and people stop making it because it does not receive the response that they want. They don't get the validation or the feedback for it. And it would go such a long way if large name creatives in this space took the 2 fucking seconds it would take to be like, hey, that's really good, keep it up. Like, that would fuel an artist's career if they got a comment from a very large basically peer in the community, right? Telling them they're doing a good job for the rest of that artist's life, you know. And I just don't see that happen, and it makes me so sad. Like, please, if you are someone who consumes fan content in the Magic community, take the time to leave comments. Like is one thing, but anyone can like and move on. Please leave a comment and tell someone that you enjoy their silly little 5-minute video about their commander deck that they made, or their 30-minute dissection of specifically die-fed from the Thran novel. Whether it is one or the other, a doodle of a character that they like, it goes such a long ways.
Yeah. Like this section is, I guess, like, you know, I've revised this section on the cast a few times because I did just be like, it's content creation, woo, right? And, you know, when you think about it, for a lot of people, the way content has been shaped and is like evolved is that you got to get your YouTube or TikTok or Instagram shorts going because it's the quickest, best way to do it. But then the biggest critique of that right now is it's just person standing on a shitty green screen effect made by your app of choice talking about card that's in the background. And I've obviously done that myself it went nowhere, and that's fine because I don't want to play that game, and playing that social media game is ridiculous. But like, even like the spike feeders, like Jim LePage is like, man, I don't want to learn CapCut because like, what the fuck, what the fuck is this? Like, can we just keep making cool, like, can we keep making our fun, spike feeders content? And then they try to make like a short for, I think it was like a CEDH game or like one other game. Oh no, the recent clip was Bill casting fog over like a game ending attack and just like completely shutting down the guy, and he's just like, fuck. And then someone in the comments was like, hey, he couldn't pay that much mana for finale of the green finale that did like search creatures
devastation.
Yeah. And they're like, okay, we couldn't put that in the short, but he had extra mana from like whatever source. And it's like, okay, can either take, like, why are we critiquing a 30-second short about something that's like already out of context? Go watch the fucking episode and get back to the short.
Magic the Gathering players love
Magic
to be correct.
Players. They have to be. It's a compulsion. It's terrible.
Like,
yeah, we're the worst.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, it and then it's like, you know, obviously the short is consumable and easy to do. But then that's why some people are like, well, I can't watch a stream for XYZ reasons. I don't listen to podcasts because of XYZ reasons. And that's still like, quote unquote, like it's produced and it's made and it's distributed, but there's still people like who compose fucking music for Magic. Like, hey, do people know about, yes, it's officially made by or produced by WotC and like whatever, but like the albums for New Capenna or whatever, like some people are like,
do people know about the literal EP that I made full of Edges of Eternity tracks?
It's so good, Quinn. It's so good. I need you to know how often I listen to it.
And then and then there's that, and then there's obviously like all the artists that like are putting out all this effort in ways that we just don't get to see because if they're not on the Nazi website Twitter, it can't get distributed, or it gets torn apart by bots in the comments or whatever. And then on Blue Sky, you got to play the game, and not everyone wants or can play the game. And you go to Instagram, and oh my God, you're on Instagram. Why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, too real.
Please go somewhere else. And then it's just it's the windmill chop shop of like, everything needs to line up perfectly, and if we can find a way to help each other, it'd go a long way. Which is why, you know, I guess it's like I got the link to Annie Temple's YouTube in the notes here that I can use for later, and I encourage people to take a look at it because one of the videos that has already caught my attention is Commodore Guff is awesome, and I'm like, I kind of know about that guy, but other than that, I don't know anything. And I already see Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go watch that one too. And yeah, help your fellow artist out. Hey, go watch what's his name? Blake's BNR drink making YouTube channel. I gotta get the link for that too while we're here. Future Cole, cut this out.
Nice.
But yeah,
if you want some, the other thing that I was going to share in this area as well is it's not a creative medium made by like a community per se, or like the community per se. It's not necessarily like YouTube videos or articles or anything like that, but well, I'll talk more about this later. I'm sure there's a section of this podcast called Soapbox that I will absolutely go
another sleeper activation phrase for
men.
Men.
Go read the Magic story. Like, it's so good. You don't need to follow the entirety of Magic's story most of the time to know what's going on. The authors do a really good job of giving you a pretty concise, like, here's the situation usually. I think the biggest gap in recent memory is like when we pick up Cons of Tarkir, we're supposed to have remembered everything that happened in Aetherdrift. Not Cons of Tarkir, sorry.
Dragonstorm?
Secrets of Strixhaven.
Oh,
no, Secrets of Strixhaven. Halfway through the story is like, by the way, Chandra's here, and Aetherdrift has, by like timeline, has just happened, even though it was like 4 sets ago. So that doesn't usually happen. The side stories are really good. There's a brand new side story out as of like a little bit earlier in the month called Spirits of the Abzan, written by Izzy Wasserstein, a trans woman writing Fellothar, who is a trans woman. And it is so good. It is beautiful. It's just like good storytelling. Like, it's awesome. This kid is kidnapped basically by Abzan raiders and they like take mercy on this kid because she's just a kid, and she's like, well, if you're gonna have me as your prisoner, you're gonna have to train me to fight or whatever. And so they establish this relationship where like Fellothar trains this kid to fight, with the expectation being that the kid is like, when I am good enough, I will kill you and make my way out of this camp. And Felothar's like, okay. It's great. Like, Magic story is just really good. Go read the side stories. Edge of Eternities as its entirety can be read like a novel that you can knock out in like a day.
And also, what a fucking
so good.
What a fucking experience
so
that like
Edge of Eternities, they've done something that they've never done ever before in Magic story, which is that there are hyperlinks in the text where you, the reader, are asked to make decisions to sway the causality and probability of the storytelling. It is not something they've ever done before.
Like,
it is such a good experience.
I love choose your own adventure. That shit's fucking gas.
Go read Magic story. It's really good. You don't have to like the Gatewatch. You don't have to know who Urza was. You don't have to know 30 plus years of ongoing bad novels and weird inconsistencies in digital storytelling.
Hey, don't talk about the Greensleeves saga like that. How dare you?
We just gave a very impassioned speech on the last Vorthos Cast episode about the Greensleeves novels because Carrie really likes Greensleeves. Carrie said it was,
I read those books.
They were saying it's for all 3 of the Greensleeves fans.
I read those books when I was 10 years old. Do I remember if they're actually really good or not? I don't know, but it got me further into it, despite the fact that they were like, we need to retcon like 99% of this because this shit does not work for the new narrative that we're looking to do.
I'll say the rest of my thoughts for later, but yeah.
So Annie Temple, we got I'm putting in Magic at the Bar, where we got a cocktail for the Shire in not a beer. Go check that out since we're on the topic. There's a short video about the Mystery Booster legends, specifically the Rule Breaker legends.
Mechanic, yeah.
As to why they didn't exactly make them just 5-color slop, but they're basically 5-color slop anyway. I don't know, whatever. Go check that out. And the Legendary Creature podcast is getting the peer-reviewed episode for the Hobbit Legends, which should be probably sometime next weekend. We'll probably get that. I don't know. Looking forward to that. See what people think about that set, because the Legends are not screaming at me, but the cards in general appeal to me. But yeah, hey, so Henn, have you looked at everything that was from the Mystery Booster, as well as maybe the Hobbit, and I don't know, Star Trek, whatever. Who fucking cares?
I have not followed Star Trek. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That was it. I'm murmuring. I'm like whispering under my breath because Star Trek is.
I couldn't tell. Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was have you seen all of these things and or if it was have you seen all of these things.
Yeah, it's like have you seen anything? What do you think of it? Obviously, like what's appealing to you most? Is there anything redeemable from The Hobbit at all?
I've really not looked at The Hobbit. It's got some interesting cards. I think it's always fun when Magic does something like this is our biggest bear ever. I'm all for
it is. And then we see like a 6/6. We're like, guys, I don't know if this is the biggest bear. They're like, we're not done yet.
So two things can be true simultaneously. I firmly maintain you cannot take Morrow's word as gospel. A lot of people try to justify insane lore stuff because they asked Morrow, and Morrow is not part of the writing team. Morrow is not part of the narrative design team that is currently Roy Graham and K.R. Renault Rivera. Like, because you asked Morrow if a character is alive and he said maybe, that is not confirmation. He doesn't know, okay? And also, at the same time, when Morrow says the biggest bear we've ever printed, you better believe he knows what he's talking about. He's aware that the biggest bear currently is an 8/8 uncommon from March of the Machine. He wouldn't claim something like that knowing that it was easily disproved. So when Bjorn was previewed and everyone was like, well, that's just a 6/6. It's like, yeah, there's a bigger bear coming, guys. Calm down.
Yeah, we're like mid preview season and everyone's like, aha, we finally got you. And you're like, no, shut the fuck up and wait.
Yeah.
We're 2 days away. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. I think that the Universes Beyond sets can always be fun spaces to see innovation in design. I think it's a very interesting use of sagas and adventures. I think that's a great place for it.
Oh, yeah.
Flavorfully. Yeah. I also don't give a shit, and I really dislike... one of the things I dislike the most in Magic is mechanics that have a continuous effect on the game that you will never see be relevant anywhere ever again. So enduring story is just another city's blessing, and I hate it so much.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
The eternal deck that I keep toying with, I want to make a deck that makes you keep track of the city's blessing and enduring story and also day night, but also old day night, and also like I want to put in every stupid piece of shit mechanic that is not coming back and just make the other players keep track of all of it simultaneously. And every set we get a new way to do that.
Rude.
I'm sorry. It drives me crazy. I get the flavor of things. I understand that the game would be boring if it were just all vigilance and trample and there was no diversity to it.
It's either horsemanship or it's kicker. And that's it.
I get it. I do. It's fun to have diversity of mechanics. It's fun to have new stuff, but the novelty wears off sometimes. Stuff like Warp is really cool because it's just like an alternate mechanic for how the card works. I'm a big fan of that. They get really crazy on the flavor of things, and it's like cards start to read like when you have 9 cows you activate grazing, and now that you have grazing I've wandered into the Pro ZD bit.
I was gonna be like, this is the Songwon Cho bit of just absolute fucking nonsense, and then at the end of it he goes, this is sponsored by Magic the Gathering or whatever. It's just like, what the fuck.
Fully fucking flambeing our asses.
He's red for filth.
I think one of the most fun things you can do with Magic is teach someone else how to play it. Mm-hmm. And I think that Universes Beyond does get a lot of people into the game. And it is easier to teach if someone's getting into the game because they fucking love The Hobbit and they want to learn Magic through it, it's easier to say, yeah, this is a big spider, and they go, yeah, this is the big spider that's referenced in The Hobbit, and you go, oh, that's really cool. So it has the ability reach, which means it can block stuff with flying because it can reach it because it's a spider. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Then to be like, yeah, this is Boffer, and you're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. He has an effect called Enduring Story, which means you need to control a certain number of permanents for a certain amount of time, and then you have that ability for the rest of the game, and you need to keep track of that, and it affects legendary permanents, and it's like, I just hand him the big creature with reach. I don't know.
I mean, let me see. Hold on. It was a fucking behemoth.
Boffer is one of the dwarves, right? I've read The Hobbit, I swear.
Yeah, I think you named the wrong dwarf, but got the mechanic absolutely down pat.
Sick.
Okay, so like
Bofer? Biffer? Something like that. It doesn't
Beaufort,
matter.
I think there
Beaufort's
is
nuts.
Buffer.
God fucking damn it.
Is the one that has the adventure to give hexproof indestructible and is otherwise a 1/1 with lifelink, but Melodic Rider, Biffer Melodic Rider is the one that has storied.
Sure.
And
There we go. That's what I'm thinking
what
of.
in the fuck? This guy is the dwarf additional trigger. Okay, all right, we're moving on. To tie into that, when I was kind of quote unquote being introduced to Magic before I was actually introduced to Magic again a few years down the line, I got an 8th edition green intro deck with like some fuck ass crocodile that I have to sacrifice something to have it stick or whatever. I don't know. And then my cousin showed off Colonian Behemoth, which is a 7 mana 9/9 beast with Shroud, and that's
Wow.
it. And
That
I'm like,
rules.
It's big.
this is fucking sick. And then like I think I managed to eventually get my hands on one, and they're like, Cole, this card sucks. And I'm like, what? I'm like,
No,
yeah,
do
it
you
does.
understand? It's fucking huge. What do you say?
And
it
They're
can't
like,
be
"It's huge and
targeted."
You can't
Like,
touch
what?
it.
They're
Yeah.
like, you're like, yeah, you can't target it, and it doesn't have trample, and it doesn't have reach, and it literally does nothing else but can't be targeted.
Yeah, but it's huge.
And
It's
then-
going to eat a blocker every combat. Do you understand?
Yeah, like I don't listen. I was like 11. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? The math ain't mathin', because that's a fucking 9/9 for 7. That's real math.
Yeah, the thing is, this card is massive, my guy. I don't think they understood.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like when a kid plays Pokemon and they're just like, it's the bell curve, like 3 people where the person at the top is like, no, you got to use like real strategies and moves that give you bonuses, and the other 2 people are like just
spam flamethrower.
creature Pokemon use attack, and win and just win.
I'm clicking Fisher again. It's got a 30% chance to hit, but it will kill you.
I promise it's gonna happen. 100% of the time, 50% of the time, it's gonna happen.
Can't
I
even
promise.
joke about that anymore. That became an actual strategy for a hot second in competitive Pokemon.
Oh shit.
I remember
Yeah.
actually, you know what?
Ting Lu is a fucked up Pokemon.
Actually, that is true. I remember when Wolf Glick was like, "If you use Fissure, I don't respect you," and then like he shows up with like a fucking Fissure
Yeah.
thing. I'm like, you fucking world champ difference, motherfucker. I can't believe you. Anyway,
These are Pokemon content creator references, right?
yes.
Yes. Yeah. The
Gotcha.
one of the current world champs. I believe he's current. I don't know if it's happened yet or not. He's a multi-time world champ.
He shows up with like the most like niche picks that you'll ever see, and you're like, wait, who's playing this fuck ass
Yeah.
Pokemon in comp? And then you see Wolf Glick, and you're like, I'm dying. Like
He really thrives off of knowing the meta and getting an advantage by playing things that are off meta that can't be predicted. It's not usually, it's not always open team sheet. So when you see your opponent roll up with, this is an example, this is not a real team that would ever happen, but your like the Volcarona and the Rayquaza and the Zygarde, I can't think of other
you're
big
well,
Pokemon.
yeah, like
yeah,
whatever,
you know what to expect from them, right? Because they're big, flashy Pokemon that do exactly one thing, and they're used in every competitive team. And then Wolf Glick shows up with like Politoed, and you're like, what moves does Politoed even fucking get?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like,
Recently used a team that revolved around like, I believe it was using I'm gonna get it wrong if I even try. He does a lot of really off meta stuff.
and he fucking does it. He fucking pulls it off, and everyone's like, oh my
Fun little
god.
bonus fact for us, that I don't know if this can stay in the podcast or not, but Coffagrigus, the Pokemon, the Coffin, is one of the only Pokemon that they have ever required to be nicknamed in tournaments because it includes a slur in the name of the Pokemon.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, we can't. This was an
Gotta make sure
error.
it's being said correctly. Yeah.
They could have, maybe errated it. Or,
Coffagrigus.
yes. What a cool Pokemon, though.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Quinn, what are your thoughts on Hobbit previews?
They got some cool cards in there. I'm excited to get my hands on some of them. As you have complained about on social medias, they gave they raised my number one op from the dead and gave him wings. And then immediately I built him and needed to see how bad it was. And the card itself, fine. The treasure support, though, that's fucked up. We definitely exploded some opponents with that.
Yeah, Smog Wicked Worm was like, I was like, are you being for real right now? Because I don't know. I loved I know you put her in the deck, and I'm trying to think of her off the top of my head. The Baldur's Gate legend that you convert treasure token mana into +1 counters on the creature you're casting.
Oh, Kalain Reclusive Painter.
Yeah, like to me, having like that mechanic that they did of like if you activate these abilities or these things with treasure tokens, then you get like a bonus.
Yeah, I think that was a neat take on treasures.
But then, they crushed Medusa and Light's hopes and dreams of having a Jund Smog, and they're like, no, you won't get green because otherwise Magic players will complain about us using treasures to like draw you cards and shit.
It's me. I'll complain.
Yeah. But still, like, I think there's a certain chunk of legends that are obviously going to be very popular. There are some of them that I'm looking at that I'm like, could I mentally justify myself putting it in the command zone without betraying my values or whatever? I'm looking at like Thranduil, the Elven King. I'm like, oh man, these fuck-ass elf decks are going to do some
another
more.
auto include in the new Una, right? Or not Una, sorry. I should Marlin. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Tom, Bert, and William being the
what a Magic card name.
Yeah. among the other things, but it's like, hey, those three guys, Tom, Bert, and William, you're like,
No.
Yeah, the growing number of people who just have their true actual fucking name on a Magic card.
They're like,
yeah.
Hi, my name's
I'm marked safe, thankfully.
For now, they're gonna.
I guess there's a Henry, because there's Henry Wu, right?
Oh yeah.
Close enough, maybe.
It's pretty close.
I got a Cole the Forge Master, so it's spelled different, but it's kind of the same. But yeah, I see Tom, Bert, and William being like, oh, this thing could be in the command zone or the 99, and still gonna be gross and disgusting. Either way, I think there's going to be a lot of these dwarves that there's going to be some dwarf decks out there. Am I right?
There are going to be some dwarves. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Magda get really popular, more popular than she already is. Kind of fucked up. Magda doesn't need the help. She's already so strong.
Yeah. Good Magic the Gathering card there.
There are some
really solid design. Yeah.
I'm looking at Dwalin Weapon Master for like those hone counters. Like he's a Titan that puts hone counters on your equipment, and I think that's pretty cool. Am I really going to do anything with that? I don't know, but
I keep looking at a bunch of vanilla equipment. Well, not like vanilla, but like stuff that doesn't have stats that like. Well, that would be really cool with a hone counter or two on it.
Yeah, like, oh man, this thing also now finally gives like +2 or +3/+0 on top of like whatever, I don't know, fucking I love
if Key to the Vault also gave plus like power toughness buffs. Incredible.
Key to the Vault isn't an equipment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is the
Key to the Vault. I'm thinking of Key to the City. Sorry, I'm mixing my cards up. If it's not the names sounding like one letter off from each other, it's the key to the. Where's the key to my
Vadrock and Gaddock and Gadrock? We're back to this.
Where's the key to my heart? Come on, let's go. Let's get that started.
Wait, have you take? This is a sidestep from Hobbit, if I may. But have you seen the Everforger in Mystery Booster Commander Edition?
I think so. Is that the one that like?
It's the rule breaker. You can have any equipment.
Yeah, the Everforger. Yes. Yeah. Put that thing in the 99 and get him in the armory. I don't know.
Yeah. What else does this card do?
Not much. I don't think it is a card you would ever play because I think it's a kind of a big dumb idiot card.
Don't say that. So it's a 6 mana 4/5 that whenever you cast an artifact, creature, or equipment spell, and that's artifact, creature.
Creature.
Yeah. You may copy that spell. Only do this once each turn.
Oh, okay. So I can have 2 copies of Sword of War and Peace.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Yeah, the thing about that is it actually rips.
Yeah. No, it's sick.
As you will see, Henn, balance is currently being maintained on this podcast because we got Slop Enjoyer on the one side here with Empress Quinn, and you are the principled.
I am the anti-Quinn. Yeah.
You're like, this is Slop, and I don't like it. And Quinn pulls fair head up, being like, "What? Sorry, I'm too busy right now."
Yeah, I'm like, it's that one meme where I'm the person with the mouth full of clovers enjoying whatever you're disgusted at.
Yeah.
Like Quinn here is double treasure tokens or some other sinful from the Bible double mechanics, and Quinn's
afternoon.
like, this is disgusting. And then Quinn hears double swords, and Quinn's like, hello, yes, my liege, I am there for you.
Yeah, my I guess like my toxic trait is I will give it all up for equipment. My principles, tutors. I'm about equipment tutors.
I can't believe they brought
doublers. I'm in.
My op is back from the grave. It's now a dragon. That's actually sick as fuck. Let me put him in the command zone.
That's awesome.
So yeah. Mystery Booster.
Any cards in Mystery Booster that you guys are hyped for?
I want fucking a copy of Sagan fucking yesterday. Give me that guy again, free from the chains of alchemy.
I gave him so much shit for not just playing the alchemy legend that he loved, and now that they printed on actual cardboard,
they gave him an
he's
out,
like,
Quinn.
perfect.
And they gave him an out.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, I'm finally redeemed. Here's my
This
thing.
is the Mardu 1/4 with start your engines from the alchemy of Ether Drift that gives a perpetual +1/+0 to things with first strike or double strike.
Yeah. And they get Death Touch when
then they get Death Touch later. Yeah.
Like
crazy.
I think that card's sick. I think that Cole should have been playing it for months, and I guess now that it's in paper, he will actually play it.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of like meh on it. I didn't realize it's Mardu though. That's kind of sick.
See, look, if it was any other color, you wouldn't see me there. But
I thought it was Jund, and I was like, yeah, whatever. Like Jund. Dinosaurs.
Whatever. Fucking
Jund. No, in Mardu, it's sick. Give me my rewards. This is for everybody who is screaming in the chat for a legendary ankle shanker. Like, you can have that. This is that now.
But yeah, no, my biggest complaints is I think alchemy is a affront to God. And anytime that they put just straight up a card that functions with no issues in paper, like I'm like, look,
Magic NFTs.
You're not making the fucking Power 9 and making a 200+ card deck by flickering whatever the fuck ass bird is that puts
Oracle
the power.
of the Alpha.
Yeah, like you're not fucking just casually doing that. Like your printer go burr, sure, fine, keep flickering that thing. I don't care, but you also got to sit down and be like, hey, people, is it okay if I play this fuck ass bird that gives me the Power 9? And the answer is no. But
why are you mad about this card that you're never going to play? Just print out the cards that you.
Why are you
mad
about this card that you're never going to encounter? I feel like not everyone knows this card exists, and so few people actually own it. I don't know how many people are printing it off.
I don't know. I'm just making people up in my head, Hen. That's what I'm.
No,
that's
valid.
what I do
that's valid.
around here.
His whole thing is making.
Baby girl, I was born to understand your visions.
Damn, I love making people up in my head and hating them when they don't act. I'm making an amalgamation of a comment section in my head every episode. It's anyway, yeah. Besides Sagan, like I didn't really pug through Mystery Booster because there's still a part of me that's like, I'm never gonna touch any of these fucking cards, so like it doesn't matter.
I know, right? Ugh, it feels so bad.
I had a friend. I think a friend of mine did give me like a mystery booster pack for my birthday among like other packs that he was giving me a couple years ago. And then I opened one of like the playtest cards and I'm like, man, this shit is not for me. I don't care.
That's fair. Yeah.
But when they do finally put like a card in paper that like it function, this is a Magic of the Gathering card that should have been printed in its home set. And they put it on Arena, and I'm like, man, Arena's like my biggest op. I'm like, damn you, WotC. How could you betray me like this? Johnny Mardu specifically for putting Sagan on the internet like this.
Well, congrats on your Sagan.
Yep. It'll be $50 bajillion and I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, other than that, I think, yeah, Mystery Boost is sweet. People are very excited about that. I think the rule breaker stuff is like, what?
So bad.
Whatever.
I need her carnally.
I need to become her.
I know. And everyone's saying, dude, don't do it. She's going to give you a germ. And I'm saying, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the sign me the fuck up. But yeah, no, also like what a cool, all your equipment has living weapon. Like, come on, it's so fucking cool.
That is a pretty cool ability.
Card made just for me. The other big one that I am excited about is Miss Highwater. I don't think the card is particularly good, but she's an ancillary character in the Children of the Nameless novel for Davriel Kane, which was written by Brandon Sanderson. Funny little tie around. And I just liked her character a lot in that book, and I kind of like my eyes bulged out of my skull a little bit when I saw that they had put her on a card. I was like, what a pull.
Yeah, no, like you said, there were some real crazy polls of like, hey, who the fuck is this person? And like
me popping off when I see Sash and fucking Waistcoat.
Yeah. So do you know Sash and Waistcoat lore?
I know a little bit of Sash and Waistcoat lore because I got the like summary of the whole like Odyssey story, mostly just like in my interest of the Mirari and Kamal.
Yeah, for the benefit of anyone who might not know, may I?
Yeah, go off.
Do it. Yeah.
Sash and Waistcoat they're called unmen. That's their epithet or whatever. As it is explained to me, I have not read these novels, but I have accumulated lore knowledge through a vast means of research. Ixidor, the wizard, had a massive like keep mountain, a keep, not a monument either, just a hold, like a general base of operations. And there are these people in it that were illusions that were called the unmen. They were like living beings that were just illusions, and they operated like doors basically to get around the keep. So you'd walk into them and you'd come out another place. And the Cabal Patriarch at some point kidnaps Sash and Waistcoat, two of these unmen, and is trying to press them into killing Acroma and God, what is her name? Some other important characters, it doesn't matter. And tells them, like, you're just illusions, but if you kill these people that I want you to kill, I'll give you bodies. And they're in their prison cell, and they're playing with cockroaches, and they're like, yeah, that sounds pretty good, I'd like a body. So they agree, and they go off to try to kill these people, and they get rewarded with bodies. The Cabal Patriarch never specified what kind of bodies, though, and so he gives them cockroach bodies.
What a scumbag.
They kind of get got, yeah. It's okay. The other fun thing about the Cabal Patriarch is that it's like one of his few appearances on cards. He's lamenting that nobody remembers his birthday, which I believe is shown on Davil, the new card also in the set, which flavor text reads, "Return from your hunt. I hope you've brought me something good for my birthday."
Oh my god.
Fun times.
Is that the guy? Actually, is that the Cabal Patriarch?
I don't think it... I'm not sure. Davil is the guy who made the what are they called? The Obliterators, like the Phyrexian Obliterators. He was denied Phyresis by the Phyrexians. For like they held it over his head, like, we'll complete you once you've done your work, basically. So he kind of works from the shadows and makes these machine monsters for them for a little while. I don't remember if that's the same guy or not. I was pretty sure the character in the card was the Patriarch, but it might have been Davil. I might be wrong. I'll find out.
We'll find out.
Let's see here.
Let's see.
I have the card. It is Davil.
It's just straight up, just like.
That's not the Patriarch. It's Davil. I just have it backwards.
Okay.
There's a lot to learn from these little freaking random dudes showing up.
Do you guys have opinions on the legendary sorcery that can be your commander? Sorry, I totally cut you off.
No, it's fine. I know there are some people who constantly lament that. So for starters, whatever, it's like a legendary sorcery. You need to get a legendary out, and your 63 other cards in the deck that are non-lands can be legendary creatures, and you can cast this card no problem. I think having one or two cards do something that like a traditional commander card can't do, like uniquely, I think is fine. And I think that they're doing it in like mystery boosters, like fine, whatever. If they like broke open the fucking what's it called? Like if they just broke open the dam and they're like, yeah, you can have fucking Urza's Ruinous Blast in like your command zone, I'd be like, shut the fuck up. So
I think that in like cool concept, it's a fun little way to bend. Like this set very much like pushes the boundaries of what you can do with Commander, which for better or worse, whatever. I think people are going to be really disappointed. I think this is a cool novel thing, but I think it's going to turn out to be one of those like EDH gimmicks, like Oathbreaker, for example. Like, yeah, Shorakai can be your Oathbreaker because of the this can be your Commander text, but it means you don't have a Planeswalker in the command zone for that format. I don't know. I think it's going to turn out to be more of a gimmick than anything else. You need a legendary to cast it, and then it only scales off of how much mana you have spent to cast it, which means it thrives off of the commander tax itself. And it's just Discover X. Like, you have to build up to stuff. Like, your first cast of this for 3 mana is going to get you a 2 mana permanent, right? Like,
yeah, if it's something you even want to cast.
Looks like a pile of ramp spells and cards that say landfall on them. And it's just a Gruul landfall deck.
I think it's a great pick for an effect. Yeah, I think it's a great pick for an effect to make a sorcery, the first sorcery commander, right? It's not it's not Kamal's Druidic Vow, it's not Primeval's Glorious Rebirth, or Urza's Ruinous Blast, like you're saying, Cole.
Yeah, it's a relatively safe pick.
Karn's Temporal Sundering, like, okay,
right,
relax. Yeah, like, no, shut up. But yeah, like, other than that, like, it's not on my radar. It's a green card,
I'm dying to know how the rules shake out with when this resolves. I'm assuming how it works is similar to the commander replacement effect. After this spell resolves, it goes into your graveyard, at which point you can decide to put it back in the command zone.
I would imagine that's how it works.
Yeah. There's probably no world in which you want to leave it in the graveyard and recur it with stuff. That seems bad.
I'm playing a bunch of regrowths so that I can put this back into my hand.
So that I can just get 2 mana.
The commander tax.
Yeah.
Oh man, can't wait to see someone have this be mana tied for whatever reason, and they just fucking...
Oh my god.
They're like, but why? Like, I don't know. Fuck you. Like, I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, there's probably, I imagine people who find this effect really appealing are like, will do something cool with it eventually. Like, yes, it's simple and straightforward. It's Discover X. You probably want to see if you can chain this enough times as you want. Or they're like, oh, the first time I cast this, the only card I can get is this fuck ass card or whatever. You're like, I can't believe you guys.
Yeah,
so
like, this is my Warp World deck. I cascade into the Suspend Warp World.
Nice. The thing is, like, the other thing about this though is like, no one was asking for this.
Yeah,
like, no one was. There aren't cards that already exist that are like, oh man, this would be so good if I could have a sorcery as my commander. Like, no one has been sitting on a pile of cards like just waiting for this, right? So I really do think it's just going to be this like flash in the pan, like, oh, this is a novelty. Like
I'm actually gonna raise my hand and say that I was kind of waiting for this.
Really? Okay, never mind. Well, fuck me.
Have this Chandra and Nissa Girlfriends deck that is like Nissa's ramp spells into Chandra's fireballs, and this actually is the perfect commander for that
You're
archetype.
Right. That is so clever, too. It's also Ashaya, which is a character that Nissa and Chandra bond over, and it's Gruul. Oh my god. All right, never mind. Yeah, eat my words. That's awesome.
Quinn's like, you see...
Yeah, sorry about that, but
the shippers have been here the whole time.
That's what I mean, though. Like, that I think that kind of proves my point, if anything. Like, what I mean when I say no one's waiting for this is, like, no one mechanically was waiting for this. Like, I don't know that there are people that have been sitting around going,
not, like, sitting here looking
God, I wish a sorcery could be my commander. Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly what this set has, like, been good for, is that, like, all 5 of the Greensleeve fans are going to be like, holy shit, I can finally have Greensleeves as my... I guess that's a bad pick, because we could already have Greensleeves as our commander, but... etc.
I can
etc.
have
The
one
same
that's not going to get me
concept.
killed after Commander Night because
Yeah,
the
there
other
you go.
Green Sleeves
There you
is
go.
bananas.
Yeah, that's so true. But yeah, no, exactly. Like the players that have been looking for a Gruul Friends deck that it doesn't need to run like Alana and Helena can play a Shia's Enduring Bond instead. That's cool. That's such a gay card name for them too.
Yeah.
What do you need an enduring bond for? To kiss other women? God.
This is also making me sit here and be like, why couldn't they print Wish Good Luck at the same time with the set? Like, outside of maybe the card being a bit pushed for its rate. But anyway.
Once again saying that you can just put the card in the deck. It's fine.
It's true.
Right. Yeah, you can do that, Quinn. I just refuse to.
I did.
Yeah.
wanna move
So
forward?
I think it's time to move on to the Smoking Mids dimension. Well, sorry. The podcast of the podcast where happens in the Smoking Mids dimension. Smoking Mids with Lenny. We got Lenny giving us a bit of a lore dump on some of the Marvel characters that were showing up in the Marvel set. That Quinn and I had no idea who some of these characters are. So Lenny gave us a rundown. So let's go check that out.
All right, are we locked in now?
We are locked in.
But does Lenny
Sick.
still need his drink?
No, I'm gonna raw dog podcasting.
Oh my god, what
Whoa.
a champ. All right.
I know, truly the hero we deserve. Which,
Hey,
speaking of heroes, I guess.
heroes.
Oh damn!
Yes.
We're all back
yeah,
in the booth.
all right.
What's up?
Oh,
I
you're
know,
so good at
right?
This 360 no scope do great work.
All right,
All right,
absolutely
what do we-
perfect.
Yeah, you're
what
in
do-
charge. Start us off.
What are we doing today?
Yeah, so we're in the Smoking Mids dimension, and we are doing what I'd like to call a lore episode. I asked both of you to throw some Marvel characters at me, and we can talk about what the cards do, but also I'd like to lore dump on you.
Perfect,
so-
because I
yeah.
don't know shit about these Marvel superheroes, and while that doesn't impact my ability to play the rules text on the cardboard, I would like to be able to know a little bit more about the person that I'm fangirling over in the command zone, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and meanwhile, I have, I've consumed the MCU and I've maybe read a handful of comics, but there's definitely a boatload of these characters that I am not remotely familiar with at all. Especially if they have never shown up in any MCU product anyway. So
Yeah, I'm similarly. I've watched up through the end of the Infinity Stones existing in the universe, and I've seen no other films.
yes, because you notoriously do not watch movies.
I don't, so if you show me the space rocks, I want to know everything about the space rocks, and then as soon as they leave the story, I have lost interest.
Hell yeah.
Before we get started, I'm gonna crack open this Stewart's Black Cherry Soda because I don't know
Oh,
when
let
I'm
it
gonna
rip.
have.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna know when I'm gonna have a glass bottle in the regular recordings. So, oh no. Oh, okay, whatever. I got it. There we go. Terrible.
Yeah, that sounded all right, even through Discord's filter.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Lenny, go nuts.
All right. Yeah. So I've read quite a few comics. I am by no means the greatest expert on all of Marvel comics, but I know quite a bit. So I'm gonna try to come at this from the comics and maybe a little bit of the MCU stuff if we need to. But I think I was gonna let you guys drive, and then I just maybe gonna throw one or two cards I want to talk about.
Perfect. Explain the wizard. What the fuck is going on here?
Okay,
What?
yeah, no, this I had to I just got this list, and this one is one that I actually don't have the full text on it, but he looks like he's straight up Golden Age, so I'm pulling this up. Yeah, okay. this tells me all I need to know. Okay, so this is like a dude from the golden age of Marvel. So originally, he's like super fast kind of guy, but there's this like part of Marvel that people don't talk about. They're the ages of comics, and this is too much to get into in this podcast. But just think, the Golden Age is sort of like pre-World War One and kind of leading into, or World War Two, sorry, and kind of leading into World War Two. And so, like, this guy is kind of like part of the groups that like fought Nazis and stuff.
Oh, sick. All right.
Yeah. Wildly, so he would be kind of in this cohort of the original Human Torch, who was kind of a robot. Captain America, Namor the Submariner, who actually predates Aquaman, like, is in this sort of cohort.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. So this is like a sort of super speed Nazi fighting type of hero.
Fuck yeah, I love this guy.
Yeah, that rules. I'm like 10% more down with the wizard now.
Like, hey, you remember the time that Captain America and the Wizard were punching out Nazis together? I'm like, no? Who is this guy?
I sure don't, but I'm very interested now.
Too fast for my eyes to see clearly.
Yeah, there's probably like a lot of stuff. Like I said, I don't know a ton. He was doing stuff in like the more like modern era, but you know, you got to do some fuck shit to get somebody from like World War II to now, and we can't all be frozen in a block of ice like Steve Rogers.
It's like the running
issue.
It's like the running issue that I know that in terms of like adapting the X-Men to modern times is. I know here we go. We're going off on a tangent. Like Magneto, who obviously we haven't done the X-Men yet, but it's like, okay, so Magneto is a survivor of the Jewish Holocaust from World War II. So like, we're in like 2026 now. How the fuck do you adapt that? Man's going to be ancient as hell.
Fucking
yeah.
I don't know. He's old. Work with it.
I mean, for a while they did this crazy ass shit where it was like Marvel time is condensed until like technology got a little too crazy. Yeah, so like if you start like checking out comics in like the 90s or like or the early 2000s, they will reference stuff from like 5 years ago and they'll be like, "Yeah, no, it's like this was like 3 months ago when the N'Garai demons were invading," and it's like, yo, that was 5 years of issues worth.
That's,
holy shit.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I guess it's true. You can do anything in comics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this stuff comes out, like, we gotta remember that these are comics that their stories are coming out, like, once a month. So, you know, yeah, like, you're getting 12 issues of something in a year. And they might have to like continue working on just one fight for like 3 issues or something. So time is a little fucky wucky.
Yeah,
all right, Cole.
It seems like it. Yeah, Cole, give me a card.
Wait, we got to say the Wizard's just a 4-mana 3/3 with first strike and haste. Extremely
he's got
mid.
great keywords, but that is all he's got.
This man is even worse than mid. Like he's so French vanilla, it's ridiculous. Like, would you play this in Eldritch Blood Curse? Hell no.
It costs too much. You can get a fucking.
I forgot his team was the All Winners Squad.
The All Winners Squad. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too great. Okay. I'm bringing 3 cards to this whole thing, and you know, we've had wildly different live action interpretations of this particular character of Bullseye, who I'm pretty sure is a Daredevil enemy.
Yeah. Kind of famously, I mean, listen, if you're in the Marvel Universe, you're like a little bit slutty because one of the things that you have to understand, like story-wise slutty, not like actually slutty. Yeah. So much of the Marvel comics is focused in New York, like to a crazy amount that makes no sense.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And so a lot of times, like, these characters will run afoul of like multiple people. But yeah, like Bullseye is generally like kind of a daredevil villain, but like you will see him throwing hands with like Spider-Man and the Punisher, and like kind of the people that do just like street level stuff. His deal is that he's kind of like really good at throwing shit. Like he has really good just aim, which honestly is enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess.
in a world of super powered people, either by birth or something affected them later, or they got super armor or whatever, like throwing a card and just nicking someone with it seems to do the work, you know.
Yeah. I'm just also remembering that it looks like actually he in part of his thing he beats Daredevil because like honestly there's like a whole lot of early Daredevil comics, like the later stuff. They kind of are like, oh yeah, Daredevil's like this martial artist badass, but like he gets his ass kicked a lot by people. Like there's this old comic with Doctor Doom where Doctor Doom just decides like, yeah, I'm just gonna like beat you up with my fists, and then he just like wails on Daredevil. And yeah, not a good look, but yeah, Bullseye is pretty much kind of like one of the major Daredevil archvillains alongside the Kingpin. He's kind of
Mhm.
like, since he's really good at aiming at shit, he becomes like a criminal assassin. And so, yeah, like the main deal is that like we kind of went from he's kind of like a weird, like gimmicky sort of character, and what kind of happens is this guy Frank Miller, who's turned into a shithead, so that's unfortunate. But like he wrote a lot of iconic comics and then turned into an asshole.
Damn.
Like everything think you know about Daredevil, like really was kind of those seeds were planted by like Frank Miller's run. And so like all of that stuff, like he kills like Elektra, who's like Daredevil's like ninja lover.
Which is what we saw in the original
Which is
bad Daredevil movie
yeah,
in the mid 2000s. Yeah,
it's like you cannot do Daredevil and not like hit that story. It's like I think there's like a law or something.
yeah. Well, it's like Ben Parker dying in every Spider-Man story.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
with great
like,
power comes a dead Uncle Ben. You know.
yeah, and then yeah, for Daredevil, yeah, your ninja girlfriend dies every time we have to tell your story. Sorry. Yeah, and let's read for the class what Bullseye does, so we can talk about magic.
This card that I've only seen one person pop off about because Bullseye was in the recent Disney Plus Daredevil show. Like he showed back up, might be getting a comic accurate costume in season 2. So we got Bullseye Death Dealer, 1 in a hybrid Rakdos for 2/3 human assassin villain. When Bullseye enters, you may sacrifice an artifact or discard a non-land card. When you do, Bullseye deals 2 damage to any target. And then 3 tap, sack an artifact or discard a non-land card. Bullseye deals 2 damage to any target. So,
oh, I know some gremlin can't wait to give this guy a basilisk collar.
Yeah, for you sickos out there. But, you know, we're talking about like an uncommon from the Marvel superheroes set where it's like you don't expect him to do any more than what he says on the card, and everything in the 99 is there to maximize what he's doing if you build a deck around him.
Yeah. I mean, damn, I would hate to see this in the wild because like I know what's coming, but I don't know.
It's Death Touch Pings.
Yeah, although maybe somebody, if you've got a Bullseye Reanimator Rakdos list, you could probably pick a better commander, but like I'm curious to see what you got going on with that.
Oh, dude, that's actually sick.
Yeah.
You're cooking.
Like your Death Touch Pings to like clear the way for your giant reanimated beaters.
And maybe we do a little scamming because this ability is instant speed. So if you can, in response to your Sipsic ceremony trigger, feed it to this guy.
Oh, dang!
Much to think about.
2 weeks desk.
Oh no, not more homework. All
Yeah, I'll
right,
think about it.
Lenny, who do you have for us?
Oh, I have such a short list, and I didn't share with any of you.
Yes, inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, it's a really short list. But let's do. Come on, Manabox, get your shit together. Thank you. Okay. All right. I wanted to talk about Alicia Masters, Skilled Sculptor. This is like extremely mid. She's like a 0/4 at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you cast a non-creature spell, make a treasure token. And then she has Sense the Good. At the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all creatures they own.
Hey,
Yeah.
Homeward
Who the
Bound, is
fuck-
that you?
Who
Yeah.
Isn't this someone from like the Fantastic Four? Like,
Yes.
lore?
Yes, it is. Okay, so her deal is that she's a sculptor, and she's blind. And so she's kind of usually shows up as the love interest of Ben Grimm, the Thing,
Mm-hmm.
because because his whole deal is he's a freaky looking monster after he got bombarded with cosmic rays, which, real talk from my astrophysics adventure, he got off good. Yeah, normally not so good for people.
I vaguely remember this plot point from Rise of the Silver Surfer.
So, I'm gonna cut you off here because in Rise of the Silver Surfer, that whole plot point. Oh yes, she is in there. She is in there. There's another plot. She's in there. There's another. You are. There's another plot point that's like frustrating. But yeah, generally, anytime you see Ben Grimm, we're gonna hit Alicia Masters. She's like this super well-renowned sculptor who falls in love with Ben Grimm because it's that whole thing of she doesn't need to look at him to know that his heart is pure and good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm just a sucker for that. But I kind of want to talk about how the films have done my girl Alicia Masters dirty.
Oh, okay. This is where we're going. All right.
Okay. Because, like, she shows up in that, but, like, in Rise of the Silver Surfer, that whole bit of the person who convinces the Silver Surfer of the good of humanity, that was not Sue Storm. That is Alicia Masters who does that.
Oh, shit.
Damn, she
They
got
ripped
robbed?
the speech from her? Unbelievable.
Yeah, she's the one that convinces the Silver Surfer to turn on Galactus in like that whole thing where they're trying to stop him from devouring the Earth. So like, frankly, like she's the hero in a lot of ways in that story because like his help ends up like turning the tide and they're able to convince Galactus to like, not eat the Earth. Spoiler alert, we have to do that a few times. So that's
the
like
Earth looks very tasty.
Yeah, I don't know why he just keeps coming back there. There's some good Galactus lore. I was gonna put him on my list. I don't think he's mid, but
I don't think any. I don't know how many Galactuses there are because I thought there was only like the main one and then something that makes a token of him.
That is correct. Yeah,
and I'm like, nah, both. Nah, not mid.
Nah. Well, I'll just drop it now. For those of you who don't know, there's like 7 cosmoses in the Marvel Universe, and Galactus is the last survivor of the 6th cosmos. So that was the universe before the current one.
I'm just like imagining what an entire species of Galactuses looks like, and like, is this a thing that happens to you when you're the last, or are they all just like that?
This is what happens to you when you're the last. So he has like a bunch of technology and stuff that he knew from the previous, but he's also, because he's from the previous universe, has a lot of that power that he gets, and also he is a balancing force in the universe. So like he balances the creation of life with his destruction. And there's actually a joint in Marvel where he dies and he gets replaced by the thing that would balance it out, called Abraxas, which is like destruction, but like way, way powerful and way problematic. So Galactus does important work by eating those planets.
Well, damn. I would
Yeah.
never fucking known that.
But yeah, girl Alicia Masters, she got robbed. She got robbed of her moment in the sun on there, but she can help you get your creatures back.
Yeah,
Interesting.
if you play in a meta with a lot of mages who like their mind control effects, or me who likes to spell thief, this is another way that you can get a homeward path in your deck.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess also make a treasure or something. That's cool too.
Yeah, there's that line of text.
All right, Quinn. Who else do you want me to explain?
Okay. She's not mid at all, but I do want to know about Monica Rambeau, aka Photon, a living light.
Oh,
This particular printing of Monica is not mid, but
Yeah.
She's got a couple of mid cards, but this one is some loud pack.
yeah. Let's read the loud pack for the class, and then I'll tell you all about Monica Rambeau.
All right, yeah, she's a legendary creature, human hero, 3/3 for 2 and a white. She's got flying and prowess, and you can spend 2 a red and 2 white to transform Monica, activate only as a sorcery. And then Photon Living Light is 2 red and 2 white for a legendary creature, elemental hero. It's a 4/4 with flying, hexproof, and prowess. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, which is quite strong.
Yeah. So, let me tell you about Black Excellence.
Yes, go off.
Monica Rambeau, definitely, I think, one of the most famous and most powerful characters in the Marvel comics. So, she gets her superpowers from being bombarded by, like, extra-dimensional energy from, like, this weapon. But, really, like, her story is kind of... She's, like, been a long-running character since 1982, actually, in the thing. She has been a member of the Avengers. She has led the Avengers.
what the fuck?
Yeah, she led the Avengers for a while. There's this comic that went like a fucking tidal wave through my friend group called Next Wave, which is a really hilarious take on Marvel superheroes. It's a good read. And she is, I guess, kind of the whatever qualifies as a leader for like this absurd team. She's had like a bunch of different names. She was a Captain Marvel for a while, like Photon, Pulsar, Spectrum. But let me tell you what a bad bitch she is. Her
Please do.
Her power is that she can convert her body into any type of energy on the electromagnetic spectrum.
Okay.
So,
hey, that sounds a little dangerous.
oh yeah. So, like, she can turn into, like, regular light, cosmic rays, gamma rays, which are radiation, which are bad times for people, electricity. Like, basically, this is, like, she's an astrophysics girly kind of character. Because, like, light is, like, an electromagnetic wave. And so she can turn into, like, different kinds of radiation, electricity, infrared, microwaves. Just like a ton of the stuff that we think of as that crazy energy running around the universe is light.
Damn.
And she can be on any part of it and turn into any part of it, which means she can turn into regular like energy and just, be intangible, or she can blast the fuck out of you.
Yeah, my
Damn.
homegirl looks like she can cast Solar Beam for sure.
Yeah. She also like doesn't like age. Like she's immortal and yeah. She did used to be a cop though, so there's that, but like
you hate to see it.
It's a thing that comes around with superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she a bad bitch. She deserves to have a card that is that powerful. And honestly, if you were going to watch an MCU movie, you could totally check out the what is it? It's the Marvels. Yeah, she's in that, and that's a good time because they've also got my girl Kamala Khan, And
That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, just a good watch.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. I think I might check that one out.
So, Cole, who have you got for me?
All right. She's shown up twice in the Spider-Man set and in this one. Can you tell me a little more about Spider-Woman?
Yeah. Honestly, like, real talk with this one, I feel like dude, a lot of dudes are weird about her.
Well, listen, we're talking about comic books, and we're talking about women in comic books, and usually, unfortunately, very much like Magic, you get kind of like the worst people commenting about this shit, and you're like, oh wait, your opinion doesn't matter, or quit being weird about this shit.
Yeah. But like, man, if you ever see any of her comics, I mean, like, you showed me one of the pictures, and I'm like, yeah, they put her in some poses, man.
They certainly did. This is true.
Yeah, so she kind of has, like... So she got her powers because she was, like, experimented on this dude who we did not get a card for, I think, which is really super unfortunate. This dude named the High Evolutionary. And like,
this sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about, like, Marvel Comics in this particular period without talking about the High Evolutionary. Because, like, he kind of messes with, like, a ton of people. Like, even the Scarlet Witch is, like, involved in his business.
Mm.
But yeah, he kind of spliced her with, like, spider genome stuff. And then she kind of becomes, like, this... she kind of just, like, you know, does her thing, does her superhero thing. She's kind of like a detective. But yeah, no, a lot of people like her. She ends up joining the Avengers for a while, too. She kind of goes through, like, a bunch of different...
storied history for this one.
Yeah, it's really long. Like, I don't have, like, a ton of time. I'm just, like... I remember specifically, I think she's one of the people during Secret Invasion that turns out to be a Skrull. Spoiler alert.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, but in general, she's got, like, similar spider powers to, like, Spider-Man. But I don't think she's not like Spider-Man where she has to make the, I'm trying to remember. She's a little outside of my, like, normal. My dad had a couple of comics of her.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
I have a DVD bundle that I need to drag out of storage. That is a split between the animated version of Iron Man Extremis and Spider-Woman Agent of S.W.O.R.D. And I'm like, I guess I need to go watch this now to maybe get a tiny little bit more context.
Yeah, that's right. She was an Agent of S.W.O.R.D. So for those of you who don't know, we all know S.H.I.E.L.D. S.W.O.R.D. is kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D., but geared towards extraterrestrial threats.
Mm-hmm.
So they, like, there's, like, a whole bit. I think they kind of that S.W.O.R.D. really came about, like, into their own in an X-Men joint, where they had to, like, fight aliens that shot a bullet in the Earth, and we lost Shadowcat for a hot minute for that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they were, like, firing this bullet at Earth, and then Shadowcat thought it was a missile and was like, I'm going to disrupt its electronics, and then she had to, like, phase it entirely through
like so it passed through Earth.
Yeah, but it's a relativistic missile, so she was too tired after that happened to do anything. And so when you're traveling at kind of close to the speed of light, and you just keep going, and they didn't have the technology to get her back. Until I think Magneto did some craziness when he got, like, supercharged.
I know here. They're like, hey, do you know this really out of context thing that's going on? Yeah. What about this other crazy, wild, out of context comic moment?
Welcome to the comics, baby. Like, this is not the shit that happens in the MCU. Like, as much as they're trying to put it together, you do not get the level of, like, well, there's this thing, and then this happens because of this.
This is everyone every few months people are like, I'm looking to get into this comic run, what should I do? And 100 people have completely different answers because
Yep.
they're like, hey, so we rebooted Spider-Man again for like the whatever time, and they're like they just recently ended an alternate universe run in Marvel, and people were like, oh man, Spider-Man's looking so fresh, and they're like, status quo is God, we're gonna start a new comic run again because it's the infinite revolving door.
There's like a thing about how like I remember hearing some comic writer talk about how they talk like somebody came up with that you need to like redo the origin story like every 5 to 10 years.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. Shoot. I guess I got to drop one on y'all then.
Yeah.
All right. It's been a minute, so I'm going to go straight to my other homegirl. I want to talk about Misty Knight, Hero for Hire.
Oh, hey. She was in...
Yes, she looks so good.
Wasn't she in... I think she showed up in the Luke Cage shows
she did.
On Netflix.
Yeah, she showed up in the Luke Cage shows and the Iron Fist show as well. Which is totes approps. But yeah, let's drop her because I think she's pretty rad. 2 tap, discard a card, draw a card for each card you've discarded this turn. She's a 2-mana 3/1.
That's actually looking a lot better these days now that they've got the really robust self-discard archetype.
Yeah, absolutely. And just fits into a lot of places where you want to be discarding cards, like cycling, like all this stuff. Reanimator. Just nice little thing.
God, she looks so powerful in this chair. OMG.
Yeah, so kind of like right now, her vibe is sort of like an Oracle situation from Batman. So she historically, and I think now currently, runs this group called Heroes for Hire. And so she kind of connects people with heroes. So kind of famously for a while, there was like a team up. Her like most teamed up person is this woman named Colleen Wing, who is like she's a samurai basically.
I think she has a card too.
She has a card. That is correct. Yeah. And they teamed up as the Daughters of the Dragon, which is pretty rad, I think.
Yeah.
And then they teamed up with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and so their group was the original Heroes for Hire.
Okay, and then this one has a card as well with that like sweet poster art.
Yeah. So, her story, she was unfortunately used to be a cop. She was a detective though, and she loses her arm, and then of all people, Tony Stark decides to give her a bionic arm.
Okay, that explains why she is giving Tony Stark in this outfit. She's like Tony Stark if he served redacted.
Yeah. So she has a bionic arm with like a bunch of weapons and stuff. And so she can punch people super hard, or she can fire energy and do all sorts of craziness with it. She's not super strong with it though, because she does not have a reinforced skeleton, so she can't lift anything.
Yeah, like it's literally strapped onto her shoulder, and not like the rest of her body was reinforced to compensate.
Yeah. So she just has the bionic arm, but then she's got her detective skills, and she's good in a fight because she learned how to do that. She is the first black female character in Marvel Comics.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I believe probably the second in like mainstream comics, because DC beat them out with the character Nubia in Wonder Woman. But she does have another claim to fame because she's kind of frequently a love interest for Danny Rand, who's Iron Fist, and they have the distinction of having the first interracial kiss in mainstream comics.
There's some momentous shit going on here.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little golf clap. Let's fucking go. We'll love to see it.
Love to see it. So, that's my girl, Misty Knight. I kind of think that the actress they got for it is really killing it in the Luke Cage show. And she does what she can in Iron Fist, but like it just was not good.
Yeah, no, they did not do that show any service whatsoever.
Yeah, what I'd recommend if you were going to if you were like, man, I want to check out like what's going on with that character, you could check out, or specifically that cohort of characters, you could check out The Immortal Iron Fist, by Ed Brubaker and David Aja. Really nice comic, really good like reinvigoration of the character. Uh, Especially because it kind of leads into Iron Fist and Power Man, Luke Cage being on the Avengers, which Luke Cage led the Avengers for a while.
What
Holy
the fuck?
shit.
Yeah.
Dang, these street level heroes are freaking going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking
Oh, yeah.
moving.
No, yeah, they got moved. They're bringing it. But yeah, Immortal Iron Fist is like a really good read. Highly recommend
Okay.
checking out that. And yeah, that's what I got for that.
Sweet.
We want to do one more, or
Yeah, let's do one more and wrap it up.
okay.
So Quinn, pick one from your list that's really, really, really screaming at you.
Okay. I think I gotta pick one of my big greedy artifacts then.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
We've seen the Cosmic Cube in the MCU portion that I've seen because it contains an Infinity Stone. So I guess we're going to go with my other big greedy artifact then. And that's going to be the 10 Rings. My
When
Lantern Star. What the fuck is this?
This is not a mid card.
No, it's not mid at all. This list isn't even entitled Smoking Mids, Marvel. It's Lenny, explain these Marvel cards to me, please. All right, so lock in. That's the assignment.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. You know what? And I'm cool with that. Yeah, so the 10 Rings. Okay, so originally the 10 Rings starts out as like this mystical artifact, or it's actually, I think it's aliens.
I thought it was aliens because like
Yeah.
it's come across a few times when they I can talk a little bit about it from what I know, but they're usually used by the Mandarin, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or
So
any
it's
like
the
of
Mandarin.
the characters that are using it, because they did that in the Iron Man Armored Adventures show that was made up here in Canada when they
Hashtag
made
Comic-Con.
Wow.
when they made a teenaged Iron Man going through all this shit. One of his rivals / friends was like the son of
The Mandarin?
The Mandarin, and he used the Maklua. God, how do they pronounce it? Like, it was the 10 Rings. Like, he used the 10 Rings, and then it turns out they were actually like an alien artifact. That, you know, at this point, when it comes to like Marvel in general, they're like magic and technology is indistinctive because like it could be like futuristic alien technology, but it registers as magic and all this other shit.
Yeah, this is like this is the problem we run into when the Asgardians are doing anything, because it is kind of like a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you are right. This is like the Mandarin finds these like alien artifacts, and with very unfortunate name. Yep. But yeah, no, this is a guy from like 1960s. And so yeah, they were not the best about some shit like this. So yeah, this guy's like a regular Iron Man villain, and then so these are like how he gets his powers, and each one has like a different special ability that allows him to. So he's like they're very powerful items. I know in the MCU they kind of make it like a bit of a magic sort of thing, and they end up giving him to Shang-Chi. And
Yeah,
honestly,
they did end up doing
Yeah.
that in the movie.
yeah. But gosh, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head if he actually has them in the comics right now. It's like all dang over the place. But yeah, just in general, alien artifact that gives somebody superpowers. And then he fights a dude who makes an iron suit, and then he does fight Shang-Chi quite a bit too.
Okay. I like these a lot in the game because I like to greed max and empty my hand of the cards that I had in it. And this rewards you for doing that by drawing 10 cards, or drawing up to 10 cards.
Pretty gross.
I kind of like that too as an expression of like what they do, because it is kind of just like a what the fuck ever. He's kind of one of those characters that sort of gets to do whatever he wants. And
Okay.
yeah.
Shout out to the rule of cool.
Yeah, basically.
All right, Cole, what you got for me?
So this card I actually think is mid, so it kind of intersects with the whole thing. But can you tell us about Cloak and Dagger?
Yes, I can tell you about Cloak and Dagger. I can tell you about how I ran into Cloak and Dagger for the very first time pre-comics in the Super Nintendo game Maximum Carnage, because they are one of the assists. Each one of them is one of the assists that you get.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
Heck
is
yeah.
Maximum Carnage good?
No. It's good at the time, but like by today's standards, it is not great in my opinion. Don't at me. It's just kind of a generic brawl beat 'em up with a really killer soundtrack.
Gotcha.
It's Final Fight basically.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. But I just distinctly remember everyone was so into it because it had that red plastic cartridge.
Yeah, I've seen some photos of the card and it looks sick.
And like I can't overstate how much Spider-Man and Venom specifically and Carnage dominated like the zeitgeist. Like people were very dialed in on Cable, but like that people were very into Venom and Carnage at this time in comics.
Yeah, I believe that.
So
They are really cool.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger are teen runaways that got experimented on with this drug that gave them superpowers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of like their story is a little bit of like talking about the exploitation of like teen runaways, but also kind of interracial couple actually. God, I can't remember if they're like actually like a couple or they have a thing going on with their powers. So Dagger fires like light at people and stuff, so she can throw like light beams at people. And then Cloak accesses this thing called the Dark Force dimension, and he can kind of control darkness and like space, and he can like throw people and stuff into the Dark Force dimension and keep it there or like throw it out. But Cloak's powers are like consuming and killing him. And so Dagger's using her powers on him actually is keeping him alive. So they have to hang out together.
Wild.
But yeah, Cloak, canonically black superhero, and we got Dagger. And that's their story. Like, you don't usually see them apart, like, ever. They actually have a cameo and, you know, because of the whole I need to keep you alive business. But they cameo in the Runaways comic, which is also a great read for the first 2 volumes.
Just the first 2 volumes.
Just the first 2, yeah.
it kind of drops off pretty hard, honestly. Like Volume 1 of Runaways is peak, and we did get the 5 characters from Runaways, all on cards.
Nice.
That's peak comics, but like after that, it kind of drops off. Volume 2 is good, but then after that, yeah. All right. I think I am going to close it out then.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, thanks for giving us some of the lore drops and changing the formula up just a little bit. Hopefully people don't mind. I don't know. People look at Marvel cards. They got a lot of cool stuff in there.
Yeah. And they, you can do a little vibes-based storytelling. I did try to mean I was going to close it up with one more, but that's fine too.
No, read me your card. I've decided.
Okay, well, I mean, you will both have seen what I have done with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah.
This set of rules text is so fucked.
Yeah. I love them. 3 mana 2/2. human dinosaur hero whenever you draw
Just
your
a
second
little
card.
guy.
Yeah. Whenever you draw your second card each turn until the end of turn, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur have a base power toughness 6/6 and they gain trample.
Sorry,
Surprisingly
what?
relevant. And then whenever an artifact you control enters, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Once each turn. Yeah.
Each
You
turn.
only need it to happen once each turn. You'll be fine. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. So I have issues with the typing on this card. Because, first of all, Lunella, Moon Girl, is not human. She is an inhuman. She is one of the... She's like... They have a bunch of Inhumans on Earth at some point that they find... For those of you who don't know, the Inhumans are a race of, like, offshoot of humanity that was genetically engineered by a race of aliens called the Kree to be, like, weapons, and then the Kree kind of just, like, left them alone, because the Kree's got problems. They got to deal with their own stuff. And so, for a while, the Inhumans lived on Earth, and then people didn't really like them. And they kind of decided to skedaddle to the moon. So they live in this place called the blue area of the moon, where it's like kind of a normalish place where people live. And
right, on the moon. Right, yeah.
They're kind of a Fantastic Four joint. But like at some point, they kind of reveal that like a bunch of people are actually Inhumans. And we kind of find this out when Inhumans drop like this thing that they get their powers from called the Terrigen Mists on Earth. And then, so she's one of the people that gets powers from it. And weirdly, her ability is her ability that she got from being an Inhuman, because if you're exposed to that, you get a superpower. If you're an Inhuman, if you're a regular human, you're fine, and if you're a mutant, you die. Yeah, there's a whole comic arc about this where it's X-Men versus Inhumans about.
Oh shit!
It's.
I imagine
pretty gnarly.
that there was some fucking words to be had about using this gas or not. Then.
Yeah. So like normally they just had been keeping to themselves, and you go into this chamber on the moon to get your powers. But like for a while they released it on Earth, and it was bad times. But so. Her power is to like switch minds with people, but like the thing is, she's a 9-year-old kid, and she has a real superpower, which is that she is a genius. In her comic, and for quite a long time, she was basically like in canon as the smartest person in the Marvel universe. Smarter than Reed Richards.
Smarter than Reed Richards?
Yeah, some later comics tried to retcon that, but she is still one of the smartest people in the Marvel Universe. So she was a super genius. This is not anything she got from the Terrigen Mist. That's just her. But, she's a 9-year-old, so she does not have the resources or training and education and knowledge that Reed Richards does. But I'm sure she's going to get that scholarship. Yeah, so she ends up teaming up with a dinosaur that was brought here through a portal from this older comic called Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. And so when she gets her like power as an Inhuman, it ends up being that she can switch her mind and take over Devil Dinosaur, and then Devil Dinosaur can take over her. But she kind of like fights crime as a 9-year-old with the gadgets she makes and teams up with a T-Rex. And, the comics are great. And then I just really love that she's like, that they're giving us like a really smart black girl so we can get black girls in STEM, because that's important to me. See also 100%. Riri Williams. And also... there is a Disney Plus show, and I highly recommend that. It's very lit. It's very good. You should check that out. No, hashtag not sponsored. But yeah, that's my spiel that I went too long on a character that I freaking love.
No, you're totally okay. Why the devil dinosaur though? If that had been like a woolly mammoth, would it like in the spot where the event occurred or whatever, would it have been a woolly mammoth instead? Or like, is there something special about our dino boy here?
Yeah, so our Dino Boy actually comes from an older comic series called Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. So it's kind of like an old classic, kind of a weird one where they're like telling this story in prehistoric times. And so it's kind of like a throwback to that comic and sort of re-getting us this like devil dinosaur character.
Okay.
And they kind of like actually weirdly resolve the story of the Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur comic within the context of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
How old was like those comics? Like were they like an early like 50s like thing or
Not that old, but let me pull it up. Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
I'm just-
Moon Boy is like this weird like proto-human monkey-ish kind of looking person.
Huh.
1978 is when
Okay.
yeah.
I'm thinking
Still-
I have the power to be his friend.
All right, Quinn, I expect that new remix on my desk in 2 weeks.
I don't know what else I can do to that track.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kidding. It just gives me another reason to rerun it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and with that, I think that does it for the dimension. Honestly, I don't think it holds 3 people very well. Like it might be getting a little bit unstable.
Yeah,
it's
we'll
probably time for us to vacate this space before it collapses on us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Lenny, thanks again for this, and everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the rest of whatever episode this ends up in.
Yeah, whatever 3 or 4 hour episode this ends up in.
Get our asses.
Yeah, that's how it works. All right. See ya.
Later, gamers.
Yeah.
And Lenny didn't give us any wisdom. What the heck? Dropping the ball here.
Ah, well, happens.
Let's go to Brews Off the Shelf. I'm going to take this time to ask our guest, Henn, it doesn't have to be a commander deck, but has there been any kind of new deck or new deck you put together, something that you've been tweaking or working on recently that's maybe been picking at your brain? Canadian Highlander deck, I don't know anything about. Do you got something for that? I don't know. What's going on?
I play a lot of Canlander. Probably too much. Yeah, I got some EDH brews though. I'm not a 4-player Magic player. I do not like it. The 3 of us have talked about this, I believe, before. I don't think Magic is a game that is best enjoyed when there are 3 other people at the table. I think 1v1 Magic forces you to play the competitive play to your outs kind of Magic that I enjoy out of a card game. You have a removal spell, the opponent knows you have a removal spell, and there's no question about where it's going. It is going at them, it's just a matter of what permanent it's going to hit. Both players need to remove the thing that is going to immediately kill them, and there is no politicking or anything like that. I don't even necessarily hate politicking. I think 1v1 Magic is where the game shines. So I do end up playing a lot of Canlander. But I do have some EDH decks for you. I've been building Gideon the Shipwright, which seems flavorful for Hobbit coming out.
Why is this?
Familiar?
Oh, wait. Oh, yes, right. The yes, I know this fuck ass card.
Yeah, the show and tell elf.
Yeah.
Very interesting legendary creature. It's 5 mana, 3 green blue for a legendary creature elf noble with vigilance that has the keyword ability Secret Council. The flavor text ability Secret Council, which says when Gideon enters or attacks, each player secretly votes for another player at the table. Then those votes are revealed. Each player draws a card for each vote they received, and each player who received no votes may put a permanent card from their hand onto the battlefield. I think it creates a hilarious little mini game of voting for the players you don't want to put something into play, but you're not communicating with the other players at the table, ideally, and it results in this like, well, we all wanted John to not put something into play, but that means that no one pointed at Amy, and now Amy's putting a Blightsteel Colossus into play. I think it's an incredibly silly deck, and I thrive off that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think if I remember correctly, when you were talking about that, Benmal was like right up, like you're like he was like, oh yeah, I can get behind this because he's a goofball and he loves bringing that kind of experience to a table rather than the more tried and true of like everyone's probably been overly invested in their decks to be like
100%.
Everything's got to be efficiently on curve and all this other stuff, and then Benmal's over there like, hey, it's time to play fucking what was it called? It was the playtest card that
the actualizer.
Yeah, it's time to play the actualizer, where you have to guess if I have stuffy doll or creepy doll in my hand, and then he presents to you with he's like, the card is this, and then I'm like, that's not the right card, and he's like, how the fuck did you know? And I'm like, because I've looked at creepy dolls so many times, you have no idea. And stuff like that. Like those are
that's the Space and Commander I really thrive at. I don't like 4-player Magic, so the best way I can engage with Commander is if you don't know, my Urtet deck is an excuse to play every single mirror that has ever been printed. There are 42 of them, and a lot of them are really bad, like just not playable. For every 2-mana dork, there's a 5-mana, it gets a counter at the beginning of your upkeep and can only attack if you pay 1 for every counter on it. Bad cards, but it's fun to play them. It's fun to show up and be like, this is my lore deck that is only characters who have canonically fucked Tezzeret, which is 0, etc. So that's kind of the angle of Commander that I like to engage with. So I think Kieran makes for a very funny mini game on that front. I'll give the listeners my secret sauce. There is a funny, silly way to play this deck, which is that I have included Illusion of Choice, which is a shoe-in for the deck. It's a 1-mana blue instant that says you choose how each player votes this turn, draw a card. You can Isochron Scepter that. So I've lovingly called the deck Voter Fraud, because in a perfect world, I've just been rigging the polls. Yeah, in a perfect world, I'm just Isochron Sceptering everyone's votes to put whatever I want out of my hand and give everyone else a card at that cost. So it's a really roundabout way to play Divine Gambit, which is maybe one of the worst Magic cards ever, which is really funny to me.
I think Divine Gambit bangs. You just have to be the main character.
True.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. Yeah. I can't remember I'm trying to remember if I've seen anyone else play this legend before. And off the top of my head, I
have played against this legend before. We ended up being in a situation where we're like, okay, well, somebody has to vote for them every time because it's just like coma and omniscience and bullshit that they would put in for free. And we're like, we can't fucking have that.
Unfortunately, I do think that's how it happens, right?
Yeah. You gotta, we had to play around that. Otherwise, it was just, you just lose. But otherwise, it can be a pretty fun experience, just like shoving cards into everybody's hands and seeing who ends up getting voted for and who gets to put things into play for free and what they're putting into play for free, because you don't always have the bangers in your hand.
Yeah. That is the angle of this deck that I've been struggling with, is like, there's not a way to incentivize people to not vote for you, right? The best thing that I can come up with is like, be a silly, funny guy and play the angle of like, and probably don't like play the angle, obviously, but like if you're coming to this game with truly the good intention of like, sometimes I'll put something big into play and it'll be really funny for everyone when you all go, shit, we gotta deal with coma now, but otherwise you're just, this commander reads when it enters or attacks, you're gonna draw anywhere from 1 to 3 cards.
Yeah.
The thing about drawing 1 to 3 cards is that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is like, when you step back, Henn, you are not free of sin. You are not entering Commander Valhalla. This is still a Simic fuck-ass deck.
Yeah.
Where you're drawing
100%.
But that being said, like, at least you're putting in a conscious effort more
feels-
than most people do when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah, he looks so fun. It sounds so fun to play a silly little voting mini game, and it drives me crazy that this commander reads all of your opponents are going to put their best thing into play, and you're going to draw 3 cards. That drives me crazy. So that's why I've not really like crossed the finish line on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you know what, these days when it, like, I don't know, like, obviously big commander player here. I don't know if you knew. But I'm having a hard time. This year's goal was to be like, okay, I'm trying to get below 30 decks, but also I have like the intent of like putting a bunch of decks together, even impulsively, see what it does, and then just de-sleeve it and kind of move on, right? Like, just to like, there's a lot of novelty that you can get out of playing a deck long term and then modifying it, and then, really be like, okay, I played this deck for like 6+ years sometimes, and like, which is what I'm going to talk about in a second here. And it's like, how much novelty can you squeeze out of it before you're getting bored with the experience? And it's just, there's so many cards. Like, there's so many commander cards. I say commander cards. There's so many Magic cards, and there's only so many times that you could get to play Magic. And sometimes you can get like a one and done project and then be like, wow, this was not going to be like a long-term life deck in any capacity. Like, people are like, sometimes you sit down, you subject your friends to the experience, and they're like, why have you held me captive here for an hour and a half? Never do that again. And then you're like, yep, I'm taking the deck apart. I just had to know, deep in my heart, I knew it was going to happen, but I had to know, let Pandora out of the open Pandora's box and be like, what have you
just needed to get this out of my system.
Yep. You're like, oh, I it's not bracket 4, but it's some fuck ass blue something control deck that I counter everything and make it miserable for everyone. And everyone's like, but why? You're like, because I had the demon in me for a second and I need to let the demon out.
Real.
Yeah.
Quinn, talk about that Caparocti Sunborn deck. If you can hit that copy and paste there.
All right, yeah. Let's push this button and then push that button. Hang on.
That is not
Sauron
the
Dark
right
Lord.
one. Wait, take the mask off. That's not Caparocti Sunborn. It's fucking Sauron.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Unbelievable. I can't believe my clipboard would betray me like that.
Oh, geez. All right. So, what do we got here? What's going on?
Yeah, so hey, Boros aggro. I'm back at it again in the motherfucking building. Some time ago, we built a deck for Odsy Ren, and it was a Lulu and Guild Artisan deck, and we had Caparocti in the 99 because the card said Discover on it, and that was a deck about taking game actions and creating game objects with Cascade and Discover. And this ended up being a very satisfying card to attack with and have the effect resolve. So I wanted to put him in the command zone and see how that worked. Free spells are good, more at 11. And because free spells are good, we just like set that at bracket 3 and said, okay, we'll start there. So like the deck construction, I got 2 mana ramp in quantities such that we can have one in our opener and do the thing that we talked about at the top of the show with the ramp spell on 2, you play Caparocti on 3, and then on turn 4 you ideally play something else, and then you can swing with him and tap those 2 things so that you get your Discover trigger off immediately. And we have enough 2 mana ramp in the deck to make that happen. And then from there, it's fucking hashtag value maxing. I got cards that say Discover. I got spells that say Cascade. I got spells that say Airbend so that I can reset my spells that say Cascade and Discover. And I want free spells to go with my free spells so that we can overwhelm my opponents with value. And it fucking works. Because we're playing this in bracket 3, the next category here is removal, and I got fucking 18 cards that have the OTAG : removal associated with them.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You got to stay safe out there, dude.
Well, if you're playing on
Apparently.
MTGO, then like, yeah, obviously.
It's fucked out there.
Yeah.
And then my it's bracket 3, bro consideration. I got a Sword of Feast and Famine in this deck. I think that card fucking sucks. Don't do that to your friends. But in bracket 3, I'm absolved of a bit of sin, so I'll take my extra turn on a knife and keep it pushing. Okay, gameplay experience. Caparocti, because he's just like free spells and other spells make free spells, is extremely well suited to the grind because all I have to do is resolve this guy again and get to swinging. And we discover into either ramp or removal usually, so I'm like further fueling the means to play through him eating removal. So we keep having stuff to do every turn. People try and control me into a corner and it doesn't work as well as they might hope it would, and that feels pretty good. I played a game on MTGO where we Falcon punched opponents down to the 1v1, and then my opponent was also on some, I think, Boris Cascade bullshit, but they tried to fucking hit the Avatar's Wrath and then follow up with Dranith Magistrate to completely lock me out of those creatures that they had exiled with the Avatar's Wrath, and I just cast another creature from hand and gave them a knife that said haste, and then put the rest of my equipment on them, and then punched them into the dirt.
Crazy.
GG.
They're like, I got you. Oh no. Yeah, that's pretty great.
Ops thought they caught me slipping. I had that thing on me the whole time.
Incredible.
I played another game with the homies on MTG Lexicon where we Falcon punched one gamer out, and then the producer just fucking so many fogs and damage prevention and redirection of damage effects.
Oh, he was playing that deck, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
I had to fight through and was complaining the whole time that nobody was swinging monsters at him because he's not trying to spend his fucking deflecting palm on a 5/5.
Man, Brandon, you know what? That man is a clown. Freaking throw tomatoes at him.
I'm like, I'm doing my part. I'm sending a monster at you.
And he's like, no, that's not, not like that.
Eventually we did get there. We ate all of his removal, and then he didn't have it, and we commander damaged him out of the game. And then I go to fucking take the other player out. I turned my steely gaze on them, and I get to fucking swinging. And bro has the Foretold Ultimate Magic Holy, which is another fucking fog.
Yeah. He does love those.
I really needed a Conqueror's Flail that game, or like Skullcrack, something that said the damage can't be prevented. I cannot believe I got caught slipping like that. We're going to try not to let it happen again. So this deck list is going to get updated with a card that says damage can't be prevented and another card that says you have to shut the fuck up during my turn.
I believe in you. I'm actually surprised, like, that you didn't have that, because you've been preaching that for fucking months, and then now is the time that you get caught slipping. Like, what's going on?
Constantly talking about it, and then I just fucking I get caught slipping, and I'm like, oh, I was lacking. I'll tighten up on that again. Make sure we include those effects.
Yeah. I am so sorry. I have not been watching the time terribly close, and I do have some house stuff that I do need to see to. I don't want to have to like duck out right at the end of podcast here, and I also don't want to cut off podcast thoughts.
Like, do you have to go like right now?
I have to go imminently.
Oh, geez.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's on me. I was not watching the time. I apologize. I could talk to you guys for probably ever.
Yeah. Geez. How to do this?
We say thanks to Henn for coming on and allow him to do his plugs, and then he heads on out of here.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
No, that
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna like lock you in podcast jail, bro.
I agreed to this as a commitment. You guys are my friends. I'd like to be able to not ruin the flow of your podcast.
No, it's fine.
You're totally okay. So plugs then. Do you have anything that you want to shout out and all of that before you head on out of here?
I don't have anything super fancy. I'm obviously, you can find me on all social media at iwriterobots.com. Like that's my handle for Blue Sky and pretty much everything else. If you have any interest in reading science fiction, iwriterobots.com. I've got a number of short stories and like a handful of chapters of an old project that you don't need to look at. But you can if you want. Other than that, obviously Vorthos Cast is where I be talking about Magic the Gathering lore. We are probably the Magic the Gathering lore podcast. So if you want to learn about the lore leading up to Reality Fracture, everything you need to know about what in Multiverse was impacted
Watsy,
by...
please give us previews soon.
It would be so good. Story starts towards the end of the month, so if you want to get caught up on Magic Story before Reality Fracture Story starts and it inevitably kicks off the next major story arc of Magic the Gathering as a whole, now is a really good time to get caught up on Magic lore, so go check it out on Vorthos Cast podcast. And other than that, I don't have too much to plug.
No, that's great. Perfect. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Love the podcast.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming through. We super appreciate you spending some time with us.
Quinn, where can we be found?
We're on the internet at HBVC. I don't actually know the new handle.
HBVC-radio-MT.
Okay, so yeah, we're there, and then I'm at Girldick Energy. He's at the Bloodrick Guy. We're on wherever podcasts are sold, and check out my stuff in the links down below and the stuff that Cole posted.
Yep. All right. That's it. Let's get on out of here.
Hell yeah. Later, gamers.